Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL. We're so grateful you're joining us. It's August 16th, 2022. I'm here with Lindsay and Jeff and one more person who has a medical degree. It's Dr. Coley, everybody. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm doing well. We have a lot of questions for you. So this morning we want to talk about some big stories dominating just roll that prompter, the headlines to start. First Lady Jill Biden has been diagnosed with COVID. This comes just days after the CDC released new guidelines for dealing with coronavirus. And they felt kind of like, if you have it, don't worry. I wanted to ask you about this. So Dr. Coley, many Americans feel like the pandemic is over and that daily life is back to normal, but there's some confusion. Is the pandemic over?
You know, guys, I've been saying for probably months, if not years, no, the pandemic is not over. But the CDC making this change to the guidelines is them putting their flag into the ground and saying the pandemic is over.
Whoa.
We are now shifting into an endemic phase. Today is a huge inflection point. It's a philosophical shift in how we're thinking about this. Forget about preventing infection. Jill Biden had it. President Biden had it. We're now just preventing severe infection. So in my mind, it's a huge inflection point in our fight against the pandemic. It's the CDC saying that it's time to start moving on with our lives.
So that's a good thing in some ways.
It's a good thing, but we have to be prepared for the next phase.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
man.
fair. I know.
If you're vaccinated and double boosted, how will these new rules affect you?
In fact, I think your life will get a lot easier because they've taken away a lot of the restrictions. So 6 feet distance, gone. If you're exposed to somebody who tests positive, do you have to test to go back to work? Gone.
That doesn't worry you a little? This easing of it?
Well, it does worry me a little bit, but here's the background on what they're doing it on. It's the fact that most of the country has either been vaccinated and double boosted, as Lindsay said, or they've gotten the infection. So at least for the short term, we're protected. Now, here are my concerns about doing this, is that do we know what it means to just let it rip in terms of what's going to happen to our risk of long COVID, especially in our children, because a lot of these guidelines are applying to schools as well. If they get it young, in a few years, are we going to see them having some problems? Is there wide availability of Paxlovid, which is the treatment that everybody should be getting? And I have patients every day in my office say, oh, I got COVID, but I couldn't get Paxlovid. So now we're just letting the infection happen. Is that okay? We still have a plane full of people dying every day. Have we as a country philosophically accepted that is just the normal, and now we're ready to move on?
So has the CDC made a mistake by changing the rules this late in the game? Because when Fauci came out in the very beginning, right, this is kind of the divide. He's like, don't wear a mask. And then right away he's like, wear a mask. So like that changing the game, that's what hesitates people to believe in the CDC or some of the medicines that you say. But I believe you, Doc. I'm just saying for people out there.
Well, I mean, I think it's important to change as the science changes. But let me ask you, Jeff, do you have trust in the CDC?
Somewhat. I am a little worried how they fluctuate with the government or what's good for them at the time, right? And I get why they said, you know, we don't need masks because we didn't want a mad outbreak of people trying to snatch up masks. I get that explanation, but it does put some doubt in your head, right?
I'll be honest, I think we're kind of in the same position right now. One of the reasons that the CDC is making this change is to meet Americans where they are. We know that 54% of Americans are not wearing masks indoors, even though there's high rates of infection. We know that 40% of us have gone back to our life the way that it was before the pandemic. So the CDC, as a public health organization, is saying, okay, we see you, and we're actually going to say it's okay for you to do this with these parameters. Now, to me, that begs a bigger philosophical question: is should the CDC be adapting to our behavior?
Right. Or should we be adapting to theirs?
To theirs.
Right.
They should be setting the gold standard. So I have a philosophical disagreement. If somebody is eating poorly and getting sick and becoming obese, the CDC shouldn't say it's okay to be obese because that's what you're going to do anyways. So that's a whole different discussion.
Right, but I kind of wanted to jump into that because here's what I agree with everything you say, and you've helped me out, Doc, to full disclosure, with my wife and everything. I trust in you. I'm double vaxxed. A lot of people don't want to believe that at home, right? But my whole thing is, where was I going with this? I swear to God, I forgot what I was going to say because I wanted to prep so much for people not to hate me, and now I was going to go into this thing and I forgot what it was.
Good picture, Jeff.
Wait, what'd you just say? Oh, here's what it is. I don't like, Doc, the one size fits all. Okay, I don't like that philosophy at all. Okay, I try to work out every day. I try to keep myself fit, but yet I have to abide by guidelines that might not even be within my realm. That's what I don't like about the one-size-fits-all mentality here in the United States.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Please.
So here's the opposite. As a public health organization, if every person is allowed to do whatever they want with some
Like leave their
limited-
phones on during a show?
Like every person's allowed to do what they want with limited understanding of the science or incomplete understanding of the science,
Right.
it's going to be utter chaos.
Right.
So
I get
they
it.
have to make rules that apply to the population health, not just the individual. Now, you're an intelligent individual, so you can make informed choices
Thank you.
about yourself and your health,
Right.
but make sure you're making it based on science and not politics, because that's where even in our heads, even in your head.
But how would politics get involved? If I know that if I work out, I'm in good shape, how does that conflate to politics?
Because if a certain politician says that wearing a mask doesn't protect you, perhaps you're more likely to believe that person because they're a prominent figure. That's not science. Masks protect you.
Right.
That's politics. That's people saying.
I don't just, I know you might think that and people out there think that. I go with my own instinct, right? I don't fall because of politically, definitely not politically. But I just kind of go with like just curiosity, right?
But can't you see the danger of the politics seeping into our lives if we let them?
Oh, absolutely. And I think a lot of people are influenced by that, right? But I think a lot of people put that label on certain people, and I don't mean to take over this whole thing while we have a doctor up here, but a lot of people are just like, oh, you're up there, so you must not be a believer and you're a Trumper and you don't wear a mask. It's like, what are you talking about? Aren't I allowed to ask questions as an American?
Absolutely, and you should. That's the part of being American. You're allowed to dissent. You're allowed to talk about it. Can I ask, do you think the CDC is doing what you said to Jeff not to do? Did they go political?
Yes.
And say, you know what, this is just too much for us to do. Just do whatever you want. Because in my mind, it felt like instead of doing the science, they actually did what you said. They went political and said, we're never going to get it, so just do what you want.
Partially, yes.
Okay.
And I think that fact that it happened today, when the high background rate of infection, is the CDC saying, hey guys, trust us again. We're going to listen to you. This is what you wanted.
Yeah.
Now, the science partially supports that, but not wholly. And until they have all their ducks lined up for the next phase, I think it could be a little risky.
Interesting talk. Let us know what you have questions as well.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you again. We love having you here. Coming up on DBL, he has written some of your favorite books. James Patterson stopped by. How his latest project is completely different from the rest, and new details in the FBI raid of former President Trump. We're going to clear up all the headlines for you, so stay tuned. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
I think it is one of those stories we're all going to be like, what? So
Raised you.
Why am I right all the time?
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
Am I going crazy? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I can.
Hi, guys. I'm doing Tai Chi for the first time. Didn't know. Hold on. This is Jody. Tai Chi, just so you know, is helping me with, I get morning anxiety, so if anyone has any cures, you could really use your help. I'm kind of struggling big time now. You guys know I'm really transparent. So anyway, this is what it sort of looks like. You bring it up, you bring it down, you get a ball, you bring it away. You make yourself a crane. A crane. You come back, you push the energy, you come back, and you start again. Hi, Michael D. Tai Chi. I learned that and I'm trying to do it. So if you guys have any suggestions, other than like don't drink coffee, which I hear you, but I'm really struggling. So I always crowdsource with you guys. So a lot of tummy issues and. I
switched over to tea recently.
Really? Taylor switching to tea? It's just dirty water to me.
1 cup of coffee, tea after.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
like 1 cup
struggling,
of
Michael
coffee in the
Dean.
morning.
I'm struggling.
Why?
Anxiety.
Oh.
Just a balling up.
Real quick, guys, we've got two beats here. One, of course, is the Trump demanding the affidavit release. And all
how
about
did
that.
they take the passports by accident? I just need
I mean, I don't know how they took them by accident. Technically, a passport
We
is
don't know if
government property.
I don't know if it was by
Right, they
accident or
issue
not,
it
is
to
it?
you, but it's their property. But I mean, they were returned to him, and it said there were 3 of them. So I think one was expired, one is his personal one, and then there was a government issued one that he used during his government travels.
Got it.
But they have been returned to him. I don't think it's all that unusual.
Everyone was going on a rampage about him being a flight risk yesterday, and now it's like
Yeah,
not
I don't
even
think
true.
that was it at all. I think it was just taken and returned. And then of course the second.
Welcome back. There's a lot going on with the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago, and let's be real, all the headlines are starting to get just a little bit confusing, so we want to sort of set it up for you. Here's the latest. Trump and some Republicans are calling for the release of what they call the affidavit that permitted the FBI to search his home. They say that by releasing the affidavit, it is in the interest of transparency. Now, the Department of Justice, on the other hand, is saying absolutely no way, because releasing this information could identify witnesses and disrupt the investigation. Trump posted this message on his social media platform, writing, quote, "I call for the immediate release of the completely unredacted affidavit." He also called the search, quote, "a break-in," and said the judge for the case should recuse themselves. So here are the questions we have. What could be in the affidavit? How is it different from the search warrant? Should it be released? Also, when, if ever, will we find out what documents were taken in the search? I know for a fact that I read some research on it, and they said the documents in there are not only top secret, they're at a signal intelligence level, which is like you're not allowed to talk about whatever is even in that. I don't think we'll ever get the documents released at all because they're top secret. I also think that the informant is part of the affidavit, and they don't want to give up the informant. There's a mole in the Trump world, and if they give up the affidavit, they give up the security of that witness. What do you think?
Well, I think every lawyer that's talking on television about this is saying that there has to be a mounting case of evidence for them to have gone and raided this man's house. Because what I always say is that you do not want to ignite, there were 70+ million people that voted for President Trump. So you don't want to ignite the base, not the ones that have been lost after January 6th, because obviously there were a lot of people who have no interest in seeing him run again. But there are people who really still love President Trump, who followed him to Truth Social. And you don't want to ignite all those people if anything has been mishandled in this situation. So when he's complaining about his passports being taken and saying that that was a mistake and they returned them, it's just making the case for people, whether you think it's right or wrong, to say, you know what, now let's double down our energy and let's get him in the running. And that's my number one thing, is that I would not like to see him run for president ever again.
Interesting. What do you think, Jeff?
You didn't hear that?
What? Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to get your take.
I don't think he should run either. I want this whole thing to be over. I hope they find something that says, listen, you're not going to jail, but you're never running for president again, and we never talk about politics ever again. Or I'm going to go work for UPS. That's
UPS,
my answer.
Which you've done
a really
before,
great
right?
job.
You worked there.
Yeah, I love it. I got an in over there. So UPS is hiring.
Let me
Biggie
know.
says.
Knock it out. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Trump's former personal attorney, you all know him as the America's mayor. We used to know him as this Rudy Giuliani. He's finding himself in some hot water. We now know he is the target of a criminal investigation in Georgia. This is all related to possible 2020 election interference in that state. He is ordered to testify before a grand jury investigating the matter, which is all happening tomorrow. That is, if he actually shows up. So what do you think of Giuliani being the target? Do you think he'll be held criminally liable for some of his false claims? Okay, enough is enough. Here's the thing, racketeering and conspiracy. This guy, in my mind, is going to jail.
This is Tori's dream.
I'm just telling you, I don't know if Trump will go to jail. I agree with you on that. I don't know if we can reach that level of doing a former president in jail. It's crazy that we even raided a former president's house. But Giuliani has stepped in it so many times, and in my opinion, under the influence, he will be disbarred and he will be going to jail. Am I wrong?
Well, this one feels different than all the other times that we were looking at Giuliani. I feel like there really is.
The Georgia one.
Right, it feels really specific. And there's been conversations about this Georgia investigation for a while, throughout the entire January 6th hearings. As we watched them all play out, we knew that there was something going on in Georgia that everyone was very hush-hush about. And now we have more details. And so, I don't know, but like I said, it's one of those things where we'll see, but I hope that it does turn into what people are hoping that it will be, because otherwise it's like one of those things where we're doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result, which is nothing.
Yeah, but send him to jail. Put him in jail.
Everybody in jail.
Put him in jail.
Jeff's at UPS.
Yeah.
Go to jail.
That's right.
I love it. We'll be right back.
Are you 50 or over? Let's talk with...
This summer, several record-breaking heat waves were reported in many places throughout the world, including in the U.S. More than 125 million Americans were under heat advisories and urged to stay indoors. But some people who work outside didn't have that option. Like this UPS driver that collapsed in the heat in front of a home in Arizona, captured on a doorbell video camera. The homeowner blames it on the lack of AC.
They don't have AC in those trucks. His safety is my concern.
Many people on social media, including a UPS driver on TikTok, have made the same claim. And Verified viewer Kim asked us to confirm whether that was true or false. So let's verify. Our sources are the United Parcel Service, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, the labor union representing 350,000 UPS workers, and UPS driver Charles Zamora from Mount Vernon, New York, who showed Verify the inside of his truck.
We have the doors open because there is no AC.
Both UPS and the union confirmed that UPS delivery trucks do not have air conditioning installed. Zamora says working in the extreme heat without AC takes a toll on his body.
Sometimes you can't really breathe because you're so hot.
In a July 20th Facebook post, the Teamsters discussed the truck's lack of air conditioning, writing that UPS has claimed that air conditioning would be ineffective in cooling down the company's package delivery trucks. A UPS spokesperson told Verify the company's delivery trucks make frequent stops, which requires the engine to be turned off and the doors to be opened and closed about 130 times a day on average. Their solution? UPS says it offers fans to drivers upon request, adding, "We have studied heat mitigation with our vehicles and integrated forced air systems with venting to create airflow around the driver and cargo areas." So we can verify, no, UPS delivery trucks don't have air conditioning. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Welcome back. He's written some of the best thrillers of our time, and more than likely, you have a couple of his books already on your shelves. Check out our interview with the James Patterson.
Hey there. Wow. Yes. James, quite the fan club over here. We get some big names, but apparently Jimmy Pat is how it's going down over here.
JP.
Right,
JP.
Jimmy Pat, I'll take that.
All right, so James, is it true that you once saw a fan steal one of your books? How did that go down?
I think it was Tori.
And did you give him a double leg or her?
Yeah, it was Tori. This was early. It was early on, and if somebody picks up our book, we'll watch them, authors. And I watched this woman. This is early on in my career, and she picked up the book, and she put it under her arm, and she walked down an aisle, and then she slid it into her pocketbook, and she stole it. But my only thing was, does it count as a sale? You know?
You just let her walk out? You didn't give her a little tap on his shoulder?
No, I thought I might be happy. I thought if it counted as a sale, it would be good. It was the bookstore's job to get her, right? You know.
Yep. He's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
That would be the most meta moment ever is when James Patterson stops you outside the bookstore to say,
crime.
"Put James Patterson's book back."
Yeah.
That would stay with her forever.
That would be so weird. Hi, I'm Tori. Big fan, Alex Cross, my whole family. Anyway, in your autobiography, you wrote that growing up, you actually had zero interest in being a writer. So I need to know how you went from that to writing some of the best-selling thrillers of our time, and also being a really prolific writer. I mean, I need them, so I need them like an addiction.
Yeah. Somebody said you're lucky if you find something in life you like to do, and I think there's some truth there. And then it's a miracle if somebody will pay you to do it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened to me. I mean, my father grew up in a Newburgh poorhouse. His mother was a charwoman there. She cleaned the bathrooms and stuff. So my background is sort of, kind of down to earth. And I still look at it as a blessing that everything that happens to me, writing books with Bill Clinton or Dolly Parton, this is a thrill. It's just exciting. Being on the show today, that's fun.
Oh, it's an honor to talk to you. Now I have to know, in terms of writing partners, like, I know you can't say which one you prefer, but tell us the styles between Dolly Parton and Bill Clinton.
I'm not telling you which one I prefer. I know who that is. That's Clinton.
Yeah, so what's it like having him as a writing partner?
Tell them apart. They're both great, and the nice thing about both of them is they become friends. Honestly, I mean, we were out with on Saturday night with Hillary and Bill, which was terrific. And Dolly, actually, for my birthday, she sent me, and she knew it was good because she framed it, but she sent me a poem that she'd written called New Old Friends. And in the poem, she said she'd written a song with Kenny Rogers in which they agreed there were no such thing as new old friends. And she said, even though we've only been together for about 18 months, writing the book and now doing the movie, she said, you are a new old friend, and we're that close. And then it said, I will always love you, Dolly. So, I mean, that's been the really nice thing for me. Both of these, it's just very, very sweet and fun and nice and, like that. That's the way you want it to be, right? I mean, sure, you guys are close, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we hate each other. It's a love-hate relationship.
I'm not sending Sam any letters, but we are close.
I would like a poem from you, Al. I would prefer a poem.
We'll use Dolly's poem.
Okay, the fact that you've become so close with some of the people that you've co-written books with, if you could pick anyone, and I really want you to think about this, living or dead, who would you co-write a book with and why?
Ooh.
That's good.
Well, man, I'd like to do it with the Pope. I think that'd be cool. Putin, the only trouble there is he'd probably kill me. But Putin, he's got a lot of stories, I think. I mean, those would, in terms of people that are alive. Dad, I'd have to think about that a little bit. I'd like to know more about Shakespeare, so that would be interesting.
That would be good.
I think he had a lot of collaborators, so we might hit it off.
Wow.
I feel like he's so down to earth, though. He'd be like, "Yes, I wrote a book with Shakespeare, and he was really nice.
We went to dinner with
wrote
him.
a poem. You know, we're going to dinner."
He's okay.
It's very easy. All right, you just published a new book called Diana, William, and Harry about the royals. Now, how did Princess Diana protect her kids from the pressures of royal life? What was that like, also researching that?
Fortunately, which I didn't know till about halfway through, in England, they have this archive where the British reporters, everything that they've ever written about Diana was there.
Oh, wow.
So that really, really was helpful. So there's a lot of stuff in the book that's never been out here in America. But the whole focus of it, when you watch a movie like Spencer, and it's so dark and whatever, and that certainly was a part of her story. But another big part of hers was just the way she felt about her kids. And she said she had never experienced true happiness until she held William in her arms. And she had been a nursery school teacher when she was very young. And I think, being a mom and having kids, she wanted that and she needed it. And she was very kind of naughty humor. For Will's 13th birthday, he had these pictures of models on his wall. And she invited Claudia Schiffer and Christy Turlington and Naomi Campbell to his birthday party. And then she gave him a cake. So, she was kind of naughty, and that was kind of fun, and that was her relationship. And the boys they said she was the best mother ever, best ever mother ever.
That's amazing. Wow. Thank you so much, JP, for chatting. James' autobiography.
We could have done another 10 minutes.
Yeah, sure. We got to have you back immediately.
And James's autobiography, James Patterson by James Patterson, is on sale now, and his latest book, Diana, William, and Harry, is out today. Look at these two bad boys. I got them right here, Tori.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you, James. Hope to see you soon.
Okay, thank you. A lot
Big
of fun.
honor. Thank you.
Bye.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
We touch a lot of surfaces every day that other people have also touched. Amid the monkeypox outbreak, which the federal government has declared a public health emergency, many people online have questions about how the virus spreads. Verify viewers Becky and Rob specifically asked whether monkeypox can be transmitted by touching surfaces. So let's verify. Can you get monkeypox by touching contaminated surfaces? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the California Department of Public Health, and Dr. Scott Roberts, assistant professor of infectious diseases at the Yale School of Medicine, who says the risk of getting infected through a surface is quite low.
It's not zero, but it is low. And so that risk of a fleeting contact or somebody briefly touching something probably does not lead to enough virus on that surface to infect you if you get exposed.
So yes, a person could get infected with monkeypox by touching contaminated objects, fabrics, or surfaces that have been used by someone with the virus. But that's not the most common way that it spreads. Monkeypox transmission primarily occurs through close personal, often skin-to-skin contact with people who have monkeypox symptoms, such as a rash and sores, according to the CDC and the California Department of Public Health. Roberts says studies are currently ongoing about how long the virus can survive on surfaces. So far, experts know that the virus family monkeypox comes from can survive on surfaces, particularly when in cool, dark, and low humidity environments. But Dr. Roberts and the CDC both say that these viruses are sensitive to many disinfectants.
This virus is easily killed. So common disinfectants that we use, such as alcohol wipes or Lysol wipes, very easily kill the monkeypox virus.
So we can verify, yes, monkeypox can spread by touching contaminated surfaces, but the current risk is low. Health experts are much more concerned about COVID-19 because unlike monkeypox, the virus can spread through the air. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
You've seen the photos, blisters and bumps on the skin, what many have come to know as the hallmark of a monkeypox infection. But does it always look like this? Our question, does a monkeypox rash always happen outside of the body? Our sources, Dr. Cameron Wolf, an infectious disease specialist with Duke Health, and the CDC.
You don't need to have skin surface blisters. I think that's actually a big part of clinician education, is that it's not just the skin lesions.
Wolf says sometimes the rash appears on what are called the mucous membranes. Those are the moist inner linings of some organs and body cavities.
They can be in the mouth, they can be inside the rectum, for example, they can be in the vaginal canal.
In fact, an early CDC analysis of monkeypox cases in the U.S. found the rash was most frequently reported on the genitals, with 46% of people experiencing that. The next most common places for the rash were arms, face, and legs. Wolf says it's why healthcare providers should be attuned to other red flags that might indicate hidden blisters.
Rectal pain, pain on defecation is a common way of finding.
So we can verify, no, a monkeypox rash is not always outside of the body, and doctors say knowing that might help some detect infections sooner.
Welcome back. If you have arthritis, you're all too familiar with that pain and that swelling that everyday activities can cause. So how can you ease that joint pain? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. While treatments may include different kinds of medications and even steroid injections, did you know that regular massages can improve your circulation and ease the symptoms? Studies have found that massages reduce pain, increase blood flow to the joints, and can even boost your mood. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits has transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. So call 1-800-686-5325 or visit omegaxl.com for more information. We have some more information on something else. We want to wish a happy first birthday to Lindsay's daughter, Kinsley. Happy birthday, baby. Oh my God.
How you feeling, Mama? I gave Colin a high five, like we made it 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh, this is, I can't even explain it. This has been the best year of my life. She is just the best blessing of all time. It's just, I look at her every morning, I'm happy. I'll be sick, I'm still happy. I want to say thank you to everybody who gave her or said nice things to her. We have one friends that own a company called Jewels for the Face, and they made her some custom Cartier shades that I will give to her when she's old enough to take care of them. Now, this is a fancy baby, so happy birthday. Live life out loud and full.
Bye, Kinsley. We'll see you tomorrow.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how, that's local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy? I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled up. So
Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year. DBL is all new every day.
What we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
The DOJ is fighting back against attempts to unseal the Trump raid affidavit. Why do Republicans want it released? After more than 2 years, the CDC relaxes its COVID guidelines, causing confusion. What you need to know about quarantining, testing, and social distancing. Are you a people pleaser? Why being a doormat could be doing more harm than good in your relationships. And Adele opens up about the drama surrounding her Vegas residency. Is there more to the story when it comes to the real reason she canceled it?
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. Al, you just got off a plane flying for Delta Airlines.
I did. I knew I was going to be attacked early. Sam, I couldn't even welcome the audience because she was like, "An Al, welcome. Glad you had a safe landing."
Specific with yours.
I did. Shout out to our pilots.
All right, let's get talking about what all of you are talking about. It's all over social media. There is a lot going on with the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago, and let's be real. All the headlines are starting to get pretty confusing. So here's the latest. Trump and some Republicans are calling for the release of the affidavit that permitted the FBI to search his Florida home. They say releasing it is in the interest of transparency. Now, the Department of Justice, on the other hand, is saying no way because releasing this information could identify witnesses and disrupt the investigation. So Trump posted this message on his social media platform, writing, quote, "I call for the immediate release of the completely unredacted affidavit." He also called the search a break-in, quote unquote, and said the judge for the case should recuse themselves. So what is an affidavit? Should it even be released? For more on this, and to help answer these questions, please welcome defense attorney and legal analyst for 9 News right here in Denver, Scott Robinson. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Scott, Tori here, real quick, what is an affidavit and how is it different than a search warrant? And if you could, just your personal take, what do you think is in the affidavit? I tend to think perhaps the informant is in there and the safety of that informant could be compromised.
The affidavit is the sworn statement by an investigator setting forth the evidentiary grounds for probable cause. You can't get a search warrant without an affidavit, or as often called in federal court, an application for a search warrant. It is a sworn statement that typically would include witness statements, video or surveillance observations, any kind of evidence that the law enforcement agency believes they have that a crime has been committed and that evidence of the crime will be found in the place sought to be searched. It's an integral part of every case that involves a search and seizure. And the affidavit is, of course, critical to determining whether there was or was not a legal basis for the search.
All right, well, that's going to help explain Law and Order to me. You know, just because they're always like, we need the search warrant, and the judge is like, all right, just this once. So I want to ask you, are affidavits typically released? Is there a good reason to release them or keep them secret? What about transparency? Is that what the people deserve, or are they usually kept secret? Great question.
Yeah, a release of an affidavit while a case is pending is absolutely a no-no. That permits such things as witness tampering. There have already been allegations of witness tampering with January 6 witnesses. So you really don't see the affidavit until a case is filed. And it isn't a question of transparency. If this was, for example, an organized crime case and it wasn't a political case, you really wouldn't even think that the government would give up its witnesses and its evidence prematurely. They're gathering evidence, they're reviewing what they got, and the idea that this should be released as a matter of transparency is nothing but a political ploy.
Okay, Scott, let's get right to that. So a lot of people are saying that this is all a political game, like you just mentioned. The search warrant is the Department of Justice bluffing, and Trump is calling their bluff by asking for the affidavit to be released. So what's your take on that?
I think that's an incredibly cynical view, and there's absolutely no support in it historically. The FBI has done a great job for literally decades and decades. Sure, there have been missteps here and there. But when it comes to getting a search warrant, you can rest assured that there was plenty of evidence set forth in that affidavit that supported the issuance of a search warrant. And the idea that this was just a political game is nothing but political posturing. Ultimately, we will see what's in the affidavit. if in fact a criminal case is filed. If no criminal case is ever filed, it probably won't be released, except perhaps to the subject of the search, Donald Trump, and or his attorneys. But for now, it's not even vaguely within standard judicial and law enforcement procedures to release the affidavit prematurely. It would sacrifice the identity of witnesses and permit all kinds of shenanigans if in fact there is evidence of a crime that was committed.
It's good to hear that. It really is. We need to hear all that clarity. Let's talk about Trump's former personal attorney, Scott, Rudy Giuliani. Yesterday, we learned he is the target of a criminal investigation in Georgia. This is all, of course, related to possible 2020 election interference in that state. So in your legal expert opinion, what kind of charges could he be facing?
Well, there'd be some sort of election fraud related charge. At least speculation that it might be making false statements or a racketeering charge or some sort of conspiracy. But the bottom line is simple. The question is, did he commit a crime in his actions pertaining to the Georgia electoral vote count? And, you know, there's no way of telling what there is or is not available. I do anticipate him taking the fifth if he ever sits down in the witness chair.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Here's the million-dollar question for you, Scott. Do you think Trump or Giuliani are likely to face charges or, and I'm just adding this, to see actual jail time in either of these cases? For me, Giuliani, for sure. I don't know about Trump. I want your opinion.
Yeah, here's the reality. Rudy Giuliani is elderly. He may not be completely compos mentis.
Right.
He's certainly not the person he was decades ago. And at his age, with his health problems, I would think incarceration was very unlikely. But the reality is this. Anyone who speculates about either Donald Trump or Rudy Giuliani or any of the other cast of election denier characters is just speculating. It's inappropriate, and it would be a political ploy on my part to give opinions about what people should be charged with when we really don't know all the evidence. There certainly seems to be some basis for the idea that there was an effort to interfere with the counting of the electoral votes from Georgia and the counting of the votes cast. But whether that arises to a crime or not is something that we really need to see a lot of evidence about. And thus far, all we have is what was publicly known. A phone call here and there, and nothing more.
Wow. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Scott, thank you so much for joining us today and answering all of our questions. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks.
My pleasure.
Coming up on DBL, being a people pleaser can have some dangerous consequences. We'll tell you why. And Dr. Coley is here live to clear up any COVID confusion, the new protocols you need to know about.
Closed captioning provided by...
Am I going crazy? So raised you.
Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
That's so specific. Hey, what's going on? Love talking to lawyers. Love knowing the lawyers. Here's the other thing. There is a mole. There's a mole. You probably haven't seen it. Robin Hood Men in Tights. Let me know if you've seen it. There's a mole apparently, allegedly, in the Trump family. The close family. Tiffany, Melania, Ivanka, Jared, I guess, Eric, Donald Jr. And someone's telling what's going on. And that apparently, allegedly, is in the affidavit. So they don't want to give that informant up. Who do you think is the Trump mole? I have my bets on Melania and Tiffany Trump. I really feel she might be the mole. But I'd love to hear your opinion. Who do you think the mole is?
I don't have any idea, but I have to talk to everybody.
All right, fine. He's just the big boss. Look who's here, guys. This is So-So. What is it? Okay, we're going to play a little game that we have, but I can't tell you what it is. Sophie and I are really bonding.
No.
Welcome back, Dr. Coley. We've missed you. She is here to talk about some very important stories dominating the headlines. And to start, First Lady Jill Biden has been diagnosed with COVID. This comes, of course, just days after the CDC released new guidelines for dealing with coronavirus. So, Dr. Coley, many Americans feel like that COVID is over with, that we've gotten through the pandemic. There's also a lot of confusion about what's going on with like quarantining and not. Is the pandemic over? What would you say in your expert opinion?
You know, I think the CDC changing their guidelines like this, taking away the 6 feet rule, taking away the test to stay rule, it's really a marker that they're saying, they're putting their flag into the ground and saying, the pandemic is over. We have now shifted to an endemic phase. Now, some people disagree with that statement because they're saying we're still having several hundred people die every day. But I think it's a philosophical shift saying that we're no longer trying to prevent infection. We're now just trying to prevent severe infection. And we have to think about how to get our lives, you know, back online.
It's like changing your gears in your mind of where we are. That's my chair, not me. If you're vaccinated and double boosted, how will these new rules affect you? Will they be sort of, we're getting ready to just kind of be normal again, right?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like for me and even my friends who are physicians, when I see them vaccinated, double boosted, things are just a lot more relaxed now. We're not having to wear masks as much. We're not having to test as much. And, you know, we're not having to quarantine or isolate as much either. So I think the idea here is to start to sort of ease us back into life as we know it. And as you said, Sam, you know, 40% of us have already returned to our pre-pandemic routines already. I'm curious how you guys have changed your behavior.
I think it's, you know, as you were talking, I think mine's 100% back. I mean, I can't think of anything that's really different. Like planes, I wear a mask on planes now. Maybe
he flies them too.
Sam said I look like a Delta Airlines pilot, and I take that as a compliment. They're a quality airline.
Oh, they are.
But yeah, I'm back 100%. Even like when I go to comedy clubs, people are seated normally like they used to, and it's been a couple years since I've seen that. So, what about you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wasn't expecting you to go to me, but yeah, I'm back too. Whatever you say, Doc. Whatever you say, I'm down for.
Okay, but I do want to ask you this because health officials in New York City are saying that they found the polio virus in the city's wastewater. That's crazy for me to hear out loud.
I can't believe you just said that out loud.
Right. Polio, is it back? Should we be worried all the way out here in Denver?
Polio is back. And you know how many times I've treated polio in my medical career?
I'm sorry, you said that. You said that like the McRib, but it was very different. It was weird to hear that.
It's a lot worse than the McRib for your health. I can tell you that.
It's horrible.
It's horrible, guys, and we're laughing about it, but it's really a serious matter because at the end of the day, this is a true reflection of our apathy. Science has opened the door, and we did not walk through it. And the reason that polio is back is because people didn't get vaccinated. Because if you're vaccinated, it prevents infection at a rate of 99%. So I really hope that this is a wake-up call to all of us. If we have kids that haven't been vaccinated or ourselves are not fully vaccinated for polio, to go out there and get vaccinated so that we don't become susceptible to this virus that could leave us paralyzed.
Were we vaccinated?
Absolutely. Polio? We were.
Yes.
You had to go to school. Measles, mumps, polio, all of those.
Can you get vaccinated now? Like, is it hard to find because most people get it as children?
Yeah, no, adults can get it, and you can also get a booster if you're high risk for exposure. So if you're fully vaccinated, you're protected. Then you shouldn't have to worry. But if you're incompletely vaccinated or you're high risk for exposure because you work with polio patients or, you know, it goes through the wastewater. So if you work with wastewater in any way, then you probably should get that booster.
So a lot of us just said we're vaccinated, right, against polio. Do we need a booster now? Are we good to go?
Unless you're planning to play in some wastewater.
Listen, the weekend's getting nuts.
So the way that polio is spread, most commonly it's fecal oral contamination. So people talk about swimming pools because if little bits of poop get in the swimming pool and then you take a mouthful full of swimming pool water.
That's why I don't go to pools. That's why I don't go to water parks. You guys have at it. It's a public bath and it's super gross. I don't like that.
There's also chlorine in there. Chlorinated water kills polio.
But seriously, because it is, like Al said, it is a joke, it's funny, but because people go to the bathroom in there. How serious increase is that?
So we're not seeing it in our wastewater in Colorado, but in New York, I would be extremely careful because, and majority of patients with polio are asymptomatic in the beginning. So only, a quarter of them actually have flu-like symptoms. So you may have the infection and not realize it. So if you're not vaccinated, you have to be really, really careful.
Dr. Coley, I just want our viewers, because I've heard stories from my mom. Will you just let our viewers know exactly if you're unvaccinated and you get polio, what could happen?
Yeah, so what could happen is that you could get post-polio viral syndrome, which means many years later you could get paralyzed. You could get paralyzed in the acute setting, or you could get meningitis, which is an infection of the brain and spinal cord that could leave you crippled for life. And I'm sure all of us have seen photos of kids with polio. And it breaks my heart.
And already in New York, there's someone who didn't have the vaccine that is paralyzed from this recent. So it's starting to come back. It's starting.
And once you got the polio, you cannot then retroactively treat it.
There's no treatment.
Right. Wow.
Vaccine is the only way.
All right. Get vaccinated. Wow. Thanks so much for chatting with us, Dr. Coley. We appreciate you as always. We'll be right back.
This summer, several record-breaking heat waves were reported in many places throughout the world, including in the U.S. More than 125 million Americans were under heat advisories and urged to stay indoors. But some people who work outside didn't have that option. Like this UPS driver that collapsed in the heat in front of a home in Arizona, captured on a doorbell video camera. The homeowner blamed it on the lack of AC.
They don't have AC in those trucks. His safety is my concern.
Many people on social media, including a UPS driver on TikTok, have made the same claim. And Verify viewer Kim asked us to confirm whether that was true or false. So let's verify. Our sources are the United Parcel Service, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, the labor union representing 350,000 UPS workers, and UPS driver Charles Zamora from Mount Vernon, New York, who showed Verify the inside of his truck.
We have the doors open because there is no AC.
Both UPS and the union confirmed that UPS delivery trucks do not have air conditioning installed. Zamora says working in the extreme heat without AC takes a toll on his body.
Sometimes you can't really breathe because you're so hot.
In a July 20th Facebook post, the Teamsters discussed the truck's lack of air conditioning, writing that UPS has claimed that air conditioning would be ineffective in cooling down the company's package delivery trucks. A UPS spokesperson told Verify the company's delivery trucks make frequent stops, which requires the engine to be turned off and the doors to be opened and closed about 130 times a day on average. Their solution? UPS says it offers fans to drivers upon request, adding, "We have studied heat mitigation with our vehicles and integrated forced air systems with venting to create airflow around the driver and cargo areas." So we can verify, no, UPS delivery trucks don't have air conditioning. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Jeff just learned a little too much about me.
And my wife was talking about it right before I left.
Oh, really? We're in the same cycle? Okay.
All right.
All right, welcome back to DBL. Are you?
She's watching right now. She's laughing for sure.
Okay, are you a people pleaser? Tori and I can relate to this. Yes, if so, making other people's happiness a priority can actually impact your relationships in a bad way. Some experts say that being too nice is an invitation to being taken advantage of, which often leaves people frustrated and resentful. They also say people pleasers tend to base their self-worth on meeting the needs of others, and this is where being nice actually becomes toxic. Now, Tori, this is something that you've been trying to work through, and you've been very public about it on your social media. Tell us.
It's what I found lately is that it's really a lack of self-validation. If I don't have it from inside, I need it from everybody else. And when I say everybody else, I'm including you viewers right now, need it. And I've been reading a lot of Ryan Holiday, which it's great if you follow him on Instagram, and he deals with Stoicism, which is an ancient Roman theory. And it's all about taking responsibility for what you can do and not what anyone else can do. If anyone is a people pleaser out there, I know how addictive it is. And you know, Sam, it's a sense of if you let anyone down, I feel like I could literally die. It's a danger. There's a fear. There's a panic. It's catastrophic. It's not, wow, there is a sense that you are putting a sword through your belly. It's that intense for people who are really anxious with it. So to suddenly say, make a boundary and say no, that sounds like I'm walking the plank. So for anyone out there trying, set boundaries with people that are few, little, not big ones, but little steps, and you'll learn to start to self-validate. I didn't know how. I learned, I'm starting, I'm getting it, but it is a difficult walk, and I'm walking it with you.
See, I feel like for me, it's gotten me in trouble in terms of you're just going to make your friends mad, in that, like, what I would always do is overpromise because I legitimately want to do it. So if Jeff's like, hey, Jordan and I are landing at 5:30 at the Denver airport, can you get? I'm like, I'm on it. Even though I know I have a 4 p.m. podcast and that's going to go till 5, and I'm like, I can get, so by the time I get you, it's 6:20. You've been standing on the corner with your bags,
and you're
angry at me,
right.
And you should be. And it's like, I should have just been like, I have a podcast. And you'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
But instead, my natural instinct is I can do it. And I can't, even if I can't. So that's definitely me. It just makes people mad.
What about you?
I'm similar into the, like, people that I care about. I'm really a people pleaser, right? But I'm the opposite with people I don't, right? If you burn that bridge with me, I don't pander, okay? I think it's a huge problem pandering to other people's problems. And everyone's like, hey, it's okay, you look great. No, you're not getting that from me. I'm gonna shoot it straight with you. And if you're my friend, I'm gonna tell you about it. If not, let's just go each other's ways. And we can live like that.
I think that's very healthy. I also think, too, I'm just curious, through sports, I got a lot of my criticism and validation from my coach. And I wonder now, like, I sometimes will turn to Mark and expect that from him, and that's unfair of me, because Mark's not my coach.
You have to fill your own cup up.
Right. But I'm used to having a coach tell me what to do and what not to do. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I definitely do. And I also use that in my relationship, right? I really try to, when Jordan's working hard, my wife, I really try to give her, hey, you're doing great. And when she's down, I try to give her that motivation, right?
But you want that too.
I appreciate, like I said, when people above me validate me, right? Like, I see you working hard. They pull me aside. I see you're doing the right things. I don't need it from everyone every day around me. I don't need it at all. But if we're at a Christmas party and they're like, hey, man, I really appreciate what you do all year. I don't tell you enough. Something like that. I love that, right? I mean, I don't need it. I actually hate it every day. I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
because then if you're like, hey, you did a great job. You did a great job. You did a great job. I'm like, wow, I stunk, and I know I did. So don't tell me I did a great job.
Don't fluff it. What is that saying? Don't fluff.
No, we're
fluffer. Are you rolling down the?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. There's a saying about it.
Al, what did you get
coming up?
I don't know.
Coming up on DBL.
Keep my job. Keep my job.
Adele spills the real reason she canceled her Vegas shows, why COVID may not have been to blame after all.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
We touch a lot of surfaces every day that other people have also touched. Amid the monkeypox outbreak, which the federal government has declared a public health emergency, many people online have questions about how the virus spreads. Verify viewers Becky and Rob specifically asked whether monkeypox can be transmitted by touching surfaces. So let's verify. Can you get monkeypox by touching contaminated surfaces? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the California Department of Public Health, and Dr. Scott Roberts, assistant professor of infectious diseases at the Yale School of Medicine, who says the risk of getting infected through a surface is quite low.
It's not zero, but it is low. And so that risk of a fleeting contact or somebody briefly touching something probably does not lead to enough virus on that surface to infect you if you get exposed.
So yes, a person could get infected with monkeypox by touching contaminated objects, fabrics, or surfaces that have been used by someone with the virus. But that's not the most common way that it spreads. Monkeypox transmission primarily occurs through close personal, often skin-to-skin contact with people who have monkeypox symptoms, such as a rash and sores, according to the CDC and the California Department of Public Health. Roberts says studies are currently ongoing about how long the virus can survive on surfaces. So far, experts know that the virus family monkeypox comes from can survive on surfaces, particularly when in cool, dark, and low humidity environments. But Dr. Roberts and the CDC both say that these viruses are sensitive to many disinfectants.
This virus is easily killed. So common disinfectants that we use, such as alcohol wipes or Lysol wipes, very easily kill the monkeypox virus.
So we can verify, yes, monkeypox can spread by touching contaminated surfaces, but the current risk is low. Health experts are much more concerned about COVID-19 because unlike monkeypox, the virus can spread through the air. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
You've seen the photos, blisters and bumps on the skin, what many have come to know as the hallmark of a monkeypox infection. But does it always look like this? Our question, does a monkeypox rash always happen outside of the body? Our sources, Dr. Cameron Wolfe, an infectious disease specialist with Duke Health, and the CDC.
You don't need to have skin surface blisters. I think that's actually a big part of clinician education, is that it's not just the skin lesions.
Wolfe says sometimes the rash appears on what are called the mucous membranes. Those are the moist inner linings of some organs and body cavities.
They can be in the mouth. They can be inside the rectum, for example. They can be in the vaginal canal.
In fact, an early CDC analysis of monkeypox cases in the U.S. found the rash was most frequently reported on the genitals, with 46% of people experiencing that. The next most common places for the rash were arms, face, and legs. Wolfe says it's why healthcare providers should be attuned to other red flags that might indicate hidden blisters.
Rectal pain, pain on defecation is a common way of finding.
So we can verify, no, a monkeypox rash is not always outside of the body, and doctors say knowing that might help some detect infection sooner.
From WTOL 11 in Toledo, Ohio, and I love DBL.
Ooh, we love the shout out. That's our affiliate right there.
Yes. I
Your
love Toledo.
hometown.
No, I'm Cleveland. Toledo is 99 miles west.
I know you're Cleveland.
Yeah.
I know you're Cleveland, but that's still your
5 years of him yelling Cleveland.
Yeah, and she goes.
I meant to say home state, not home city, home state.
So you're more of a general area.
Okay.
All right.
Go fly a plane.
No, that's going to to be the comeback. I love it.
If you're leaving.
You're actually a stewardess, not a pilot.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, I feel like I can do taxes.
You can watch the second half of the show online, watch on YouTube or our app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here's what's ahead. Anne Heche's ex is slamming people that call her crazy, how her death is sparking a new conversation about mental health. And she's saying back up for Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and Rihanna before breaking out on her own. That's right, Jade Nova is here live. Woo woo!
The Inflation Reduction Act is the Democrats' latest bill to make big changes to economic, health, and climate policy. Many Republicans have criticized the bill, like this state representative who, in a popular tweet, said, quote, "The Inflation Reduction Act is a tax increase on the middle class." So let's verify. Does the Inflation Reduction Act raise taxes on the middle class? Our sources, the full text of the bill, the Tax Foundation, a bipartisan think tank, and Howard Gleckman, a senior fellow at the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center. The bill raises taxes on corporations in a couple big ways, but it does not raise taxes on individuals. Nowhere in the text does it mention income tax or any other kind of tax assessed on people, just companies. The Tax Foundation analyzed the proposal and found only two ways it could affect an individual's taxes. One is by actually offering some tax credits on stuff like health insurance and electric vehicles. The other is extending a Trump-era law that caps how much in losses certain business owners can write off on their taxes. That law was going to expire in 2027. This bill keeps it alive until 2029. And that's it. No other tax provisions affecting middle-class people or any other individuals. Now, critics of the bill say the larger corporate taxes could eventually be passed on to employees or shareholders who could be middle class in the form of lower wages and stock dividends. But tax expert Howard Gleckman says even if that happens, it's disingenuous to call it a tax hike, saying, quote, "If you're working for your company has to pay more in taxes. It doesn't mean that you're paying more taxes." So we can verify, no, the Inflation Reduction Act does not raise taxes on the middle class. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Lots to talk about. Okay, so first and foremost, Anne Heche's ex, James Tupper, is slamming rumors that the actress was, quote, crazy. James and Anne starred in the TV show Men in Trees together and dated for 11 years and also had a son. He recently thanked one of their co-stars who defended the late actress on Instagram. So Emily Bergel said people often asked her what it was like working with, quote, crazy Anne Heche. In her post, Emily said, Anne was not only a genius, but one of the most astoundingly focused and prepared actors I've ever worked with. She was talking about mental health before it was acceptable to talk about those struggles. In fact, Anne had addressed the stigma head on in her autobiography in 2001, Call Me Crazy, which is out of print and selling for more than $700 on Amazon. Wow. Okay, so let's just use this as a jumping off point, Tori. Do you feel that we are coming away from the almost like, you know, if women are called crazy much more than men are called crazy, right? Anne Heche was called crazy. Russell Crowe can be obnoxious on set, and he's just called obnoxious. Are we moving away from that, in your opinion?
I definitely think we are, and I think it's very important that words mean a lot. Verbiage means a lot. So the word hysteria, hysterical, does it remind you of any other word? Hysterectomy. It's about women's ovaries. So the idea of being hysterical and hysteria, from the Latin roots of it, or the Greek or Roman roots of it, excuse me for not knowing, comes from being a woman. So that's why you see, oh, she's just being hysterical. It's a very sexist way of putting someone down without actually hearing them. It's almost like gaslighting. Crazy is one of those words. I have a lot of mental health problems. Y'all know that, right? I don't consider myself crazy because I find that phrase a bit offensive. Anne used Call Me Crazy on her autobiography, but I think you're right. Right now, crazy to me feels inappropriate and also not as nuanced as we are in 2022.
But I feel like crazy has transitioned to address anything that we don't want to address as people. So when we cover a school shooting, people write in saying, wow, that's really crazy. It's not crazy. It's based on a series of decisions that were made by a group of people that were voted in, and this is the result. That's not crazy. When we don't want to address something, in the case of Anne Heche, it's difficult to unpack somebody's life. You know, the beauty. We've all worked with people that are geniuses, and there's another side to that sometimes they're difficult to work with. Sometimes they are a little out there. You don't want to talk about that, so you just say, her death is so crazy, and it's not. It was an issue with substance abuse. It was an issue with lack of help. And sometimes people can't go on anymore in their bodies anymore. Their bodies are done. Their minds are done. And we don't want to talk about that because it's super unpleasant. So we just call it crazy. So let's be honest about what we're talking about here and the fact that everything is nuanced. And people don't want to take that time, so they just throw the word crazy at it and keep it moving.
It's a big, broad brush.
But it's thrown more at women than it is at men.
Oh, absolutely.
If you call me crazy, and again, someone with a lot of mental health issues as well, if you call me crazy, if you tell me to relax, you're going to take me from a 0 to a 10. I should be more accountable for my own emotions, and I shouldn't allow that to take me from a 0 to a 10, but that's very triggering to a lot of women because of the historical context. What would you say?
It's such an umbrella word, right? You could use it for multiple things, and it means multiple different things to different people, right? I might throw it out and be like, oh my God, what did you just do? You put chocolate in your water? That's crazy. Right. You know what I mean? And then you take it to a level that I wasn't even meaning, right? But like in Anne Heche's case, first of all, I want to put Anne Heche, let her rest.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, we keep coming up with all these other things. She didn't hurt anybody else. Unfortunately, she hurt herself, and a woman's house was ruined in the process. But if you'd said someone was driving down Spear Boulevard and they were doing 100 after they just did cocaine, it's a little crazy to me, right? I'm going to use the word, that's a little crazy to me. But if you use it to try to describe someone you like or yourself, then all of a sudden it's offensive and I'm the one offending you.
Well,
so
discernment
again. It is discernment.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so just like if someone has a problem with it, I'll just stay away from it. How about that? How about that?
Well, you have good intentions. People need to discernment. Okay, so Adele is giving us a new explanation, as to why she canceled her Las Vegas residency at the very last minute. Speaking to Elle magazine, she said the show had no soul. She added the stage setup wasn't right and lacked intimacy and was very disconnected from her and the band. At the time, she blamed COVID for production delays and crew issues. She says the new show will tell the story of the beginning of her career to now. Is this, what do you, okay, go ahead.
Not a good look.
Why?
And I love Adele. I'm like rolling in the deep with Adele. But not only did you have people at the hotel, you told us specifically in a crying video that you were guts head because it was COVID related. And now you're saying it was because it wasn't perfect. The lying, the cover up is always fishier than the truth. Have said the truth or don't say the truth. It doesn't look good for a lot of people who spend a ton of money.
I definitely agree with you. But like, what do they say? He who was without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah.
Has nobody in this room used COVID as an excuse to get out of something?
Dude, not for so many people waste money on.
I'm not saying that that it wasn't right. I'm just saying if she had put that show on and that show was not what it should have been, we'd have been covering it just like when we covered Justin Timberlake and his whack dance moves. And that was played millions of times
really bad.
because he should not have been up there in Dockers.
Yeah.
So when you go up, if she goes out with the equivalent of Dockers as a background group, she's going to get roasted, and she has a reputation to uphold. And if this next album hits, all will be forgotten, Jeff. I promise.
Why can't both be true? Why can't some people on her set had COVID and she also felt that the show was soulless?
Because when she came out, she was so specific, like, it's COVID.
Maybe she didn't have time to unpack it all.
But she left us a 4-minute message of us talking and talking. If you're going to explain it, then explain it. But it feels now like a cover-up. It feels weird. And she's a perfectionist, I get it. But then do a quiet show or do something for these people who clearly feel like they were duped. And I would feel that way too. Am I too sensitive? I don't know.
No, I think she could have pulled that trigger a little bit earlier before people got to Los Angeles, or before they got to Vegas, and say, listen, I'm a perfectionist. I want to put on the best show for you guys. It being COVID, I don't want anyone to travel here. Also, the show is just not ready. We are not ready to go on. Save your tickets. I promise when we come back out, I'm going to have a killer show. But don't say COVID and then 4 months later be like, it wasn't ready either. Come out with the truth. Just, people always want to, just say the truth. You know what I mean? This truth shall set you free, since we're doing quotes up here.
There we go.
Everyone's are on point except mine, though.
Yeah.
All right, so Ashton Kutcher is revealing that he recently became a quote-unquote whole new man. Speaking on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Ashton said he grew a mustache for his new film Vengeance, but it had an unexpected effect on his marriage. He said his wife Mila Kunis actually liked the stash because he was like a different guy at home. Ooh, okay. So does a mustache change the man? You should know.
I think we have some evidence here. I think there's a little bit of a clip. Let's take a look a little bit. Take a look. We are joined by 4 people on the panel. We got Erica, we got Jeff, and Jeff's new mustache.
You know what? I'm keeping it.
Are you Jeff or are you Giovanni?
You see that Jeff is channeling his inner Zorro. What did you think of Jeff's stash?
Yeah, it's problematic. That's the only crime I see this week, really.
Not only is it a legal crime, as Mark just said, I hate it.
I was going to take it off this weekend, but welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
Still with us. Still with us.
I'm telling you, it's getting a little scratchy, and I'm getting a little tired of the jokes.
Oh, the mustache is gone.
My mustache is gone.
Oh my gosh, you look like back to the Jeff that I know.
Back to you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, did it change you as the man, and did Jordan see you differently?
You know what's weird? I forgot that I only had it 2 weeks, by the way. That was a lot of jokes for 2 weeks. Yeah. And when I'd look in the mirror, I'd be like, wow. And everyone in my neighborhood, obviously everyone at work, was like, mustache, 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 like just over and over and over again. Jordan liked it. She's like, I kind of want you to grow it. I was having fun with it, and then it just kind of got old. And then I kind of brought it to like an interesting experiment, because I'm like, people are just writing me because they don't like me. They're like, I hate you and your mustache, right? And they would say it, but it's like, we talk about women's hair, and if I'm like, oh man, I'd like my wife to shave their legs, they're like, how dare you, you male toxic pig. I'm like, everyone on the planet told me I look like an idiot with my mustache, but if you tell a woman to shave anything on her body, you go straight to hair hell.
And can I defend the mustache for a second?
Double standard. You're
it's
right.
a huge double standard. He's absolutely right.
If you look at Jeff's pictures, and that it's just like, it reminds me, I toured stand-up 16, 17 years. Jeff looks like every guy that you would meet like south of the Mason-Dixon line, that you have the best night ever with, like just go out partying, he runs the whole town, but you know he gave you a fake name. And it's like, you'll never talk after that, but just like Jeff, like that look you had, it's like you'd be like, just call me Dallas. I'd be like, all right. That's cool.
That's fun. There's a guy called Dallas Comegys that played for the Oh, come
Good
on.
one.
Where Erica went to school, the Blue Devils.
Northwestern? DePaul.
DePaul, yeah. His name was Dallas Comegys. You're out there somewhere, buddy. That wanted to be my fake name when I was a kid.
That's a great name.
That is a good name. Coming up on DBL, you guys, singer and comedian Jade Nova is here. We're sitting down with her in just minutes.
Closed captioning provided by
DBL is all new every day.
Jeff looks sexy in his mustache. Jeff is, everyone says you look good every day. Well, yes. He's absolutely right, though. If I was like, I don't want to shave my arms, and then I wore a tank top and y'all wrote in, I'd be like, how dare you? He's totally right. Okay, so Jade Nova's coming on, and we're also, is she behind me? Is she behind me? Look at her. Oh, my God. Yep. And Erica Cobb, who knows her in a really cool way, is also going to be coming in remote. And do you guys remember what we call when she comes in from remote, what it's called? The she shed. You guys missed it? The pink, huh? I've been in the she shed. I've had some good times in the she shed. So she's going to come in and also speak with Jade and let them know how they know each other. It's a really cool. Yeah, we're back in the genie's bottle. That's what I always say is Erica's thing. So,
thank you. Thank you.
So we're gonna go ask Jade. Let's go talk to Jade.
I mean, I like it without too, but it was edgy.
It was
edgy.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was heavy. Heavy wear the crown or the mustache.
No, I can't relate. Never had to do that.
Your eyeshadow there is so on point. Judd, I'm Tori. It is really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you cut that thing, and y'all are so funny. I really enjoy everything y'all were saying. I was snapping. I was like in it.
It's a good show.
It's a good show.
Yeah, you get a good.
Thanks for being in studio because it like really livens things up. Yeah.
Yeah, we really need it.
performing at Meow Wall.
No.
So come on. I keep hearing this venue was great. Look, I'm so excited.
Meow Wall's crazy.
You're gonna be blown away.
Blown away. Yeah, it's a beautiful art exhibit. Yeah. No, it is. It's unbelievable. It's like an artist's dream. She loved it. Like any.
Scratch the wall first.
Both a singer and comedian, and her tour has brought her to the Mile High City. So we're excited to have Jade Nova in studio.
Appreciate the dance move.
Oh yeah, I felt it.
Smooth.
Yeah, Jeff and I were just.
I was in a different
place.
place.
Song they like, we freeze. Like, I think I really like it. I'm gonna download this. You guys were dancing. It's like, oh my goodness.
It is. It's so good. Okay, but we're also going to bring in our very own Erica Cobb.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I miss you so much.
We miss
Jade,
you.
Lord, I cannot believe this. I met Jade almost 2 years ago, and we have only communicated via Zoom.
Oh, wow.
So the fact that you are here in my city
and
I can only communicate with you via Zoom. I am in COVID jail. I am so sorry I'm missing this, but I'm so excited that it worked out and that you are at our home because this is major.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. So let's get into it because before launching your solo career, you were backup singing for a few people we might know of. Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Rihanna. So when it comes to who was the best teacher, who was the best teacher?
Oh, look at you throwing me under the bus. Honestly, sis,
they were all incredible teachers in their own right. Like Rihanna was the only one of the three that I toured with, so I learned about just endurance and just really pacing yourself and maintaining gratitude toward the people on your team, you know, because we're all kind of on that journey together. So from Rihanna, I learned all those things. Beyonce is it was a one-off with Beyonce and Lady Gaga as well. But for Beyonce, I learned the importance of knowing how to do everything. When she came out, she's like, I need these Sharpies right here. I need this thing right here.
You
And I was
did. That was a good impression.
It's so incredible, like, that she did more than just come out and slay vocals. Like, she knew everyone's job and how to make it the most effective. And then with Lady Gaga, I learned the importance of just attaching your emotion to your art. Like, she was very intentional about making sure that she put on a show that felt good to her, you know, and she wasn't afraid of speaking up as a woman. So all of them.
Wow.
Yes.
Imagine having that as your teachers.
I know. I can't.
No, I can't. All right, so you're returning as one of the leads in the jam band on Jimmy Fallon's star-studded game show, That's My Jam.
Hey.
A lot of famous people here. Is there anyone you worked with the best? Is there anyone you were most nervous to see or work with?
Oh, honestly, I don't know that it was nerves, but, you know, the comedian part of myself is something that I kind of shied away from for a really long time. So shout out to Jimmy Fallon for giving me the opportunity to take up space as a singer and a comedian. But I would say there was a time where Jimmy and Jay Farrow, who are both SNL alums, they put me on the spot to do an impromptu Beyonce impersonation. So that was kind of wild. You know, I'm like NBC, SNL, Jimmy Fallon, you know. So
people wrote in about her Beyonce impression.
No, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was exciting.
Yeah, I just, before I get into my question, I just have to say, you know, obviously I've watched your videos, and I don't want to put too much on you, but I feel like you are the evolution of what the next generation of entertainers are, in that you are a legit comic and you could just tour with that, but you also sing in your videos, which is also part of it. Like the online is so subversive and funny, and it's just, I'm in awe of you. I think but let's get to the impressions, because I'm a comic and I can't do any. Obviously you got famous with Beyonce's twin sister. So can you tell us what Beyonce would think of Beyonce's new album?
Oh, I think that Beyonce's new album is so incredible. I just love it so much, and I think that we need to support the Renaissance Project and Jade's Moon and Pisces project.
That's
the inflection and everything.
Okay, y'all can see like why I love, like, I'm mildly obsessed with DL. I was like, listen, she is going to be the next big thing. We have to get her on while she's willing to come on DBL.
I'll always be willing to come. This energy is so beautiful. I appreciate y'all.
Well, we appreciate you, and as I mentioned, I met you 2 years ago, but we're both creators on Meta's Meta's We the Culture program, which of course amplifies Black creators like ourselves. So for people who might not know about it, how is this platform different than others?
I really love this platform. This is actually my second year with We the Culture, and for me, it's given me an opportunity to really expand on the things that I haven't been able to create on my own. You know, I have all these ideas, but I only have so much bandwidth and so much money where I can create what I want to. So this program gave me the opportunity to kind of stretch the ideas that I had and think bigger than what I've kind of been boxed into with my own, you know, limitations. So really just giving me that visibility and that ability to create the things that I've always wanted to at a higher level. So I was able to create my one-woman show, Jade of All Trades, with the impersonations and the music, like you mentioned. So yes, I'm just grateful, and I hope to do it all the time. Meta, all the time. I would love to do it.
We hear you.
I love it. Okay, so this is really cool because we were talking about it before in the break that you are currently on tour, but you're performing here tonight in Denver. But this is the really cool part. You're performing at Meow Wolf.
Yes, I keep hearing
which
such
is
amazing
like
things.
an incredible like artist installation. But what can people expect?
It's an immersive art.
It's unbelievable. What can people expect from your album, from Moon and Pisces, the concert?
The show and the album. I mean, honestly, like you mentioned, I love to combine comedy and music, so I'm going to be doing my impersonations on the show. I'm going to be singing singing my original music, of course, from the project. And it's going to be storytelling. And I love that it's an immersive venue that you mentioned, because it is going to be like a very immersive experience and storytelling and healing. You guys spoke about therapy earlier, which is so beautiful, because that's a huge part of my platform as well, just discussing my journey and kind of navigating love and creativity while maintaining mental health and positivity. So all of that,
I'm just sitting here like, who is this human? But just to complete the circle really quick, I was at Meow Wolf with my kids maybe a month ago, and my daughter was like, Jade Nova's gonna be here, and I was there like a boomer, like, I think I know her. And then like now when I saw your face, I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna call her and be
that's her.
Guess who I'm sitting with? I know.
The cool dad.
You got the street cred, Dad.
There we go.
So DBL Nation, you gotta visit Jade's website to see if she's coming to your city. Hopefully she is, and get your tickets before they're gone. Follow her on social. Jade, thank you so much for coming in here live today. And here's another one of your songs as we go to break. Thanks, Erica. Bye, Erica.
Love you, Cobby.
I just wanna get lost in you. Feel the energy is healing. I find myself getting lost in you. No, I ain't thinking about what's outside.
Suffer from.
This summer, several record-breaking heat waves were reported in many places throughout the world, including in the U.S. More than 125 million Americans were under heat advisories and urged to stay indoors. But some people who work outside didn't have that option. Like this UPS driver that collapsed in the heat in front of a home in Arizona, captured on a doorbell video camera. The homeowner blamed it on the lack of AC.
They don't have AC in those trucks. His safety is my concern.
Many people on social media, including a UPS driver on TikTok, have made the same claim. And Verify viewer Kim asked us to confirm whether that was true or false. So let's verify. Our sources are the United Parcel Service, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, the labor union representing 350,000 UPS workers, and UPS driver Charles Zamora from Mount Vernon, New York, who showed Verify the inside of his truck.
We have the doors open because there is no AC.
Both UPS and the union confirmed that UPS delivery trucks do not have air conditioning installed. Zamora says working in the extreme heat without AC takes a toll on his body.
Sometimes you can't really breathe because you're so hot.
In a July 20th Facebook post, the Teamsters discussed the truck's lack of air conditioning, writing that UPS has claimed that air conditioning would be ineffective in cooling down the company's package delivery trucks. A UPS spokesperson told Verify the company's delivery trucks make frequent stops, which requires the engine to be turned off and the doors to be opened and closed about 130 times a day on average. Their solution? UPS says it offers fans to drivers upon request, adding, "We have studied heat mitigation with our vehicles and integrated forced air systems with venting to create airflow around the driver and cargo areas. So we can verify, no, UPS delivery trucks don't have air conditioning." With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Welcome back. If you have arthritis, you're all too familiar with the pain and swelling that everyday activities can cause. So how can you ease that joint pain? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. While treatments may include different kinds of medications and even steroid injections, did you know that regular massages can improve your circulation and ease the symptoms of arthritis? Studies have found that massages reduce pain, increase blood flow to the joints, and can even boost your mood. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers. Supported by 30 years of clinical research, Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 1-800-686-5325 or visit omegaxl.com for more information. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
We touch a lot of surfaces every day that other people have also touched. Amid the monkeypox outbreak, which the federal government has declared a public health emergency, many people online have questions about how the virus spreads. Verify viewers Becky and Rob specifically asked whether monkeypox can be transmitted by touching surfaces. So let's verify. Can you get monkeypox by touching contaminated surfaces? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the California Department of Public Health, and Dr. Scott Roberts, assistant professor of infectious diseases at the Yale School of Medicine, who says the risk of getting infected through a surface is quite low.
It's not zero, but it is low. And so that risk of a fleeting contact or somebody briefly touching something probably does not lead to enough virus on that surface to infect you if you get exposed.
So yes, a person could get infected with monkeypox by touching contaminated objects, fabrics, or surfaces that have been used by someone with the virus. But that's not the most common way that it spreads. Monkeypox transmission primarily occurs through close personal, often skin-to-skin contact with people who have monkeypox symptoms, such as a rash and sores, according to the CDC and the California Department of Public Health. Roberts says studies are currently ongoing about how long the virus can survive on surfaces. So far, experts know that the virus family monkeypox comes from can survive on surfaces, particularly when in cool, dark, and low humidity environments. But Dr. Roberts and the CDC both say that these viruses are sensitive to many disinfectants.
This virus is easily killed. So common disinfectants that we use, such as alcohol wipes or Lysol wipes, very easily kill the monkeypox virus.
So we can verify, yes, monkeypox can spread by touching contaminated surfaces, but the current risk is low. Health experts are much more concerned about COVID-19 because unlike monkeypox, the virus can spread through the air. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
You've seen the photos, blisters and bumps on the skin, what many have come to know as the hallmark of a monkeypox infection. But does it always look like this? Our question, does a monkeypox rash always happen outside of the body? Our sources, Dr. Cameron Wolfe, an infectious disease specialist with Duke Health, and the CDC.
You don't need to have skin surface blisters. I think that's actually a big part of clinician education, is that it's not just the skin lesions.
Wolfe says sometimes the rash appears on what are called the mucous membranes. Those are the moist inner linings of some organs and body cavities.
They can be in the mouth. They can be inside the rectum, for example. They can be in the vaginal canal.
In fact, an early CDC analysis of monkeypox cases in the U.S. found the rash was most frequently reported on the genitals, with 46% of people experiencing that. The next most common places for the rash were arms, face, and legs. Wolfe says it's why healthcare providers should be attuned to other red flags that might indicate hidden blisters.
Rectal pain, pain on defecation is a common way of finding them.
So we can verify, no, a monkeypox rash is not always outside of the body, and doctors say knowing that might help some detect infections sooner.
We have so many comments, Jade, about
Are they about
you.
me?
No, they're not about you. They're about you. So we have Alex the Great. Alex the Great here says, it's hard for me to keep up with them because they just keep going and going. As a fan, it's so great to see Jade have her moment. And then we have here, someone says, Jade does have Beyonce down pat. Someone says, what a Jade of all trades.
Hey,
Oh, that's nice. Next album
That's
title.
a
I love
one
it.
woman show. It's great, right? And then it just keeps going and going and going, just how special you are. Cecile Noble, I love Jade's music. And then I know that we also, are we going to hear, right, a song of hers? Can I toss to it right now? Oh, on the way out. Okay, Jade, any last words?
Oh my God, I'm just happy to be here. Thank you. I'm so thankful for all the people who were writing. And I'm like, you guys are famous. That's a lot
It's all about you, Jade. All right, let's enjoy Jade's song. We'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same place.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
I just wanna get lost in you. Feel the energy is healing. I find myself getting lost in you.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy? I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled up.
So
Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year. DBL is all new every day.
What we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
The DOJ is fighting back against attempts to unseal the Trump raid affidavit. Why do Republicans want it released? After more than 2 years, the CDC relaxes its COVID guidelines, causing confusion. What you need to know about quarantining, testing, and social distancing. Are you a people pleaser? Why being a doormat could be doing more harm than good in your relationships. And Adele opens up about the drama surrounding her Vegas residency. Is there more to the story when it comes to the real reason she canceled it?
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. Al, you just got off a plane flying for Delta Airlines.
I did. I knew I was going to be attacked early. Sam, I couldn't even welcome the audience because she was like, "An Al, welcome. Glad you had a safe landing."
You're specific with yours.
I did. Shout out to our pilots.
All right, let's get talking about what all of you are talking about. It's all over social media. There is a lot going on with the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago, and let's be real. All the headlines are starting to get pretty confusing. So here's the latest. Trump and some Republicans are calling for the release of the affidavit that permitted the FBI to search his Florida home. They say releasing it is in the interest of transparency. Now, the Department of Justice, on the other hand, is saying no way because releasing this information could identify witnesses and disrupt the investigation. So Trump posted this message on his social media platform, writing, quote, "I call for the immediate release of the completely unredacted affidavit." He also called the search a break-in, quote unquote, and said the judge for the case should recuse themselves. So what is an affidavit? Should it even be released? For more on this, and to help answer these questions, please welcome defense attorney and legal analyst for 9 News right here in Denver, Scott Robinson. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Scott, Tori here, real quick, what is an affidavit and how is it different than a search warrant? And if you could, just your personal take, what do you think is in the affidavit? I tend to think perhaps the informant is in there and the safety of that informant could be compromised.
The affidavit is the sworn statement by an investigator setting forth the evidentiary grounds for probable cause. You can't get a search warrant without an affidavit, or as often called in federal court, an application for a search warrant. It is a sworn statement that typically would include witness statements, video or surveillance observations, any kind of evidence that the law enforcement agency believes they have that a crime has been committed and that evidence of the crime will be found in the place sought to be searched. It's an integral part of every case that involves a search and seizure. And the affidavit is, of course, critical to determining whether there was or was not a legal basis for the search.
All right, well, that's going to help explain law and order to me. You know, just because they're always like, we need the search warrant, and the judge is like, all right, just this once. So I want to ask you, are affidavits typically released? Is there a good reason to release them or keep them secret? Like, what about transparency? Like, is that what the people deserve, or are they usually kept secret? Great question.
Yeah, a release of an affidavit while a case is pending is absolutely a no-no. That permits such things as witness tampering. There have already been allegations of witness tampering with January 6th witnesses. So you really don't see the affidavit until a case is filed. And it isn't a question of transparency. If this was, for example, an organized crime case and it wasn't a political case, you really wouldn't even think that the government would give up its witnesses and its evidence prematurely. They're gathering evidence, they're reviewing what they got, and the idea that this should be released as a matter of transparency is nothing but a political ploy.
Okay, Scott, let's get right to that. So a lot of people are saying that this is all a political game, like you just mentioned. The search warrant is the Department of Justice bluffing, and Trump is calling their bluff by asking for the affidavit to be released. So what's your take on that?
I think that's an incredibly cynical view, and there's absolutely no support in it historically. The FBI has done a great job for literally decades and decades. Sure, there have been missteps here and there. But when it comes to getting a search warrant, you can rest assured that there was plenty of evidence set forth in that affidavit that supported the issuance of a search warrant. And the idea that this was just a political game is nothing but political posturing. Ultimately, we will see what's in the affidavit. If, in fact, a criminal case is filed. If no criminal case is ever filed, it probably won't be released, except perhaps to the subject of the search, Donald Trump, and or his attorneys. But for now, it's not even vaguely within standard judicial and law enforcement procedures to release the affidavit prematurely. It would sacrifice the identity of witnesses and permit all kinds of shenanigans if, in fact, there is evidence of a crime that was committed.
It's good to hear that. It really is. We need to hear all that clarity. Let's talk about Trump's former personal attorney, Scott, Rudy Giuliani. Yesterday, we learned he is the target of a criminal investigation in Georgia. This is all, of course, related to possible 2020 election interference in that state. So in your legal expert opinion, what kind of charges could he be facing?
Well, there'd be some sort of election fraud related charge. At least speculation that it might be making false statements or a racketeering charge or some sort of conspiracy. But the bottom line is simple. The question is, did he commit a crime in his actions pertaining to the Georgia electoral vote count? And, you know, there's no way of telling what there is or is not available. I do anticipate him taking the fifth if he ever sits down in the witness chair.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Here's the $1 million question for you, Scott. Do you think Trump or Giuliani are likely to face charges or, and I'm just adding this, to see actual jail time in either of these cases? For me, Giuliani, for sure. I don't know about Trump. I want your opinion.
Yeah, here's the reality. Rudy Giuliani is elderly. He may not be completely compos mentis.
Right.
He's certainly not the person he was decades ago. And at his age, with his health problems, I would think incarceration was very unlikely. But the reality is this. Anyone who speculates about either Donald Trump or Rudy Giuliani or any of the other cast of election denier characters is just speculating. It's inappropriate, and it would be a political ploy on my part to give opinions about what people should be charged with when we really don't know all the evidence. There certainly seems to be some basis for the idea that there was an effort to interfere with the counting of the electoral votes from Georgia and the counting of the votes cast. But whether that arises to a crime or not is something that we really need to see a lot of evidence about. And thus far, all we have is what was publicly known. A phone call here and there, and nothing more.
Wow. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Scott, thank you so much for joining us today and answering all of our questions. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks.
My pleasure.
Coming up on DBL, being a people pleaser can have some dangerous consequences. We'll tell you why. And Dr. Coley is here live to clear up any COVID confusion, the new protocols you need to know about.
Closed captioning provided by...
Am I going crazy?
So
raised you?
Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
That's so specific. Hey, what's going on? Love talking to lawyers. Love knowing the lawyers. Here's the other thing. There is a mole. There's a mole. You probably haven't seen it. Robin Hood Men in Tights. Let me know if you've seen it. There's a mole apparently, allegedly, in the Trump family. The close family, Tiffany, Melania, Ivanka, Jared, I guess, Eric, Donald Jr., and someone's telling what's going on, and that apparently, allegedly, is in the affidavit. So they don't want to give that informant up. Who do you think is the Trump mole? I have my bets on Melania and Tiffany Trump. I really feel she might be the mole, but I'd love to hear your opinion. Who do you think the mole is?
I don't have any idea, but I have to talk to everybody.
All right, fine. He's just the big boss. Look who's here, guys. This is So-So. What is it? Okay, we're going to play a little game that we have, but I can't tell you what it is. Sophie and I are really bonding.
No.
Welcome back, Dr. Coley. We've missed you. She is here to talk about some very important stories dominating the headlines. And to start, First Lady Jill Biden has been diagnosed with COVID. This comes, of course, just days after the CDC released new guidelines for dealing with coronavirus. So, Dr. Coley, many Americans feel like that COVID is over with, that we've gotten through the pandemic. There's also a lot of confusion about what's going on with like quarantining and not. Is the pandemic over? What would you say in your expert opinion?
You know, I think the CDC changing their guidelines like this, taking away the 6 feet rule, taking away the test to stay rule, it's really a marker that they're saying, they're putting their flag into the ground and saying, the pandemic is over. We have now shifted to an endemic phase. Now, some people disagree with that statement because they're saying we're still having several hundred people die every day. But I think it's a philosophical shift saying that we're no longer trying to prevent infection. We're now just trying to prevent severe infection. And we have to think about how to get our lives, you know, back online.
It's like changing your gears in your mind of where we are. That's my chair, not me. If you're vaccinated and double boosted, how will these new rules affect you? Will they be sort of, we're getting ready to just kind of be normal again, right?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like for me and even my friends who are physicians, when I see them vaccinated, double boosted, things are just a lot more relaxed now. We're not having to wear masks as much. We're not having to test as much. And, you know, we're not having to quarantine or isolate as much either. So I think the idea here is to start to sort of ease us back into life as we know it. And as you said, Sam, you know, 40% of us have already returned to our pre-pandemic routines already. I'm curious how you guys have changed your behavior.
I think it's, you know, as you were talking, I think mine's 100% back. I mean, I can't think of anything that's really different. Like planes, I wear a mask on planes now. Maybe
he flies them too.
Sam said I look like a Delta Airlines pilot, and I take that as a compliment. They're a quality airline.
Oh, they are.
But yeah, I'm back 100%. Even like when I go to comedy clubs, people are seated normally like they used to, and it's been a couple years since I've seen that. So, what about you?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting you to go to me, but yeah, I'm back too. Whatever you say, Doc, whatever you say, I'm down for.
Okay, but I do want to ask you this because health officials in New York City are saying that they found the polio virus in the city's wastewater. That's crazy for me to hear out loud.
I can't believe you just said that out loud.
Right. Polio, is it back? Should we be worried all the way out here in Denver?
Polio is back. And you know how many times I've treated polio in my medical career?
I'm sorry, you said that. You said that like the McRib, but it was very it was weird for it to hear that.
It's a lot worse than the McRib for your health. I can tell you that.
It's horrible.
It's horrible, guys, and we're laughing about it, but it's really a serious matter because at the end of the day, this is a true reflection of our apathy. Science has opened the door, and we did not walk through it. And the reason that polio is back is because people didn't get vaccinated. Because if you're vaccinated, it prevents infection at a rate of 99%. So I really hope that this is a wake-up call to all of us. If we have kids that haven't been vaccinated or ourselves are not fully vaccinated for polio, to go out there and get vaccinated so that we don't become susceptible to this virus that could leave us paralyzed.
Were we vaccinated?
Absolutely.
Polio? We were.
Yes.
You had to go to school. Measles, mumps, polio, all of those.
Can you get vaccinated now? Like, is it hard to find because most people get it as children?
Yeah, no, adults can get it, and you can also get a booster if you're high risk for exposure. So if you're fully vaccinated, you're protected. Then you shouldn't have to worry. But if you're incompletely vaccinated or you're high risk for exposure because you work with polio patients or, it goes through the wastewater. So if you work with wastewater in any way, then you probably should get that booster.
So a lot of us just said we're vaccinated, right, against polio. Do we need a booster now? Are we good to go?
Unless you're planning to play in some wastewater.
Listen, the weekend's getting nuts.
So the way that polio is spread, most commonly it's fecal oral contamination. So people talk about swimming pools because if little bits of poop get in the swimming pool and then you take a mouthful full of swimming pool water.
That's why I don't go to pools. That's why I don't go to water parks. You guys have added, it's a public bath and it's super gross. I don't like that.
There's also chlorine in there. Chlorinated water kills polio.
But seriously, because it is, like Al said, it is a joke, it's funny, but because people go to the bathroom in there, how serious is that?
So we're not seeing it in our wastewater in Colorado, but in New York, I would be extremely careful because, and majority of patients with polio are asymptomatic in the beginning. So only, a quarter of them actually have flu-like symptoms. So you may have the infection and not realize it. So if you're not vaccinated, you have to be really, really careful.
Dr. Coley, I just want our viewers, because I've heard stories from my mom. Will you just let our viewers know exactly if you're unvaccinated and you get polio, what could happen?
Yeah, so what could happen is that you could get post-polio viral syndrome, which means many years later you could get paralyzed. You could get paralyzed in the acute setting, or you could get meningitis, which is an infection of the brain and spinal cord that could leave you crippled for life. And I'm sure all of us have seen photos of kids with polio. Right. And it breaks my heart.
And already in New York, there's someone who didn't have the vaccine that is paralyzed from this recent. So it's starting to come back. It's starting.
And once you got the polio, you cannot then retroactively treat it.
There's no treatment.
Right. Wow.
Vaccine is the only way.
All right. Get vaccinated. Wow. Thanks so much for chatting with us, Dr. Coley. We appreciate you as always. We'll be right back.
This summer, several record-breaking heat waves were reported in many places throughout the world, including in the U.S. More than 125 million Americans were under heat advisories and urged to stay indoors. But some people who work outside didn't have that option. Like this UPS driver that collapsed in the heat in front of a home in Arizona, captured on a doorbell video camera. The homeowner blames it on the lack of AC.
They don't have AC in those trucks. His safety is my concern.
Many people on social media, including a UPS driver on TikTok, have made the same claim. And Verify viewer Kim asked us to confirm whether that was true or false. So let's verify. Our sources are the United Parcel Service, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, the labor union representing 350,000 UPS workers, and UPS driver Charles Zamora from Mount Vernon, New York, who showed Verify the inside of his truck.
We have the doors open because there's no AC.
Both UPS and the union confirmed that UPS delivery trucks do not have air conditioning installed. Zamora says working in the extreme heat without AC takes a toll on his body.
Sometimes you can't really breathe because you're so hot.
In a July 20th Facebook post, the Teamsters discussed the truck's lack of air conditioning, writing that UPS has claimed that air conditioning would be ineffective in cooling down the company's package delivery trucks. A UPS spokesperson told Verify the company's delivery trucks make frequent stops, which requires the engine to be turned off and the doors to be opened and closed about 130 times a day on average. Their solution? UPS says it offers fans to drivers upon request. adding, "We have studied heat mitigation with our vehicles and integrated forced air systems with venting to create airflow around the driver and cargo areas. So we can verify, no. UPS delivery trucks don't have air conditioning." With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Jeff just learned a little too much about me.
And my wife was talking about it right before I left.
Oh, really? We're in the same cycle? Okay.
All right.
All right, welcome back to DBL. Are you?
She's watching right now. She's laughing for sure.
Okay, are you a people pleaser? Tori and I can relate to this. Yes, if so, making other people's happiness a priority can actually impact your relationships in a bad way. Some experts say that being too nice is an invitation to being taken advantage of, which often leaves people frustrated and resentful. They also say people pleasers tend to base their self-worth on meeting the needs of others, and this is where being nice actually becomes toxic. Now, Tori, this is something that you've been trying to work through, and you've been very public about it on your social media. Tell us.
It's what I found lately is that it's really a lack of self-validation. If I don't have it from inside, I need it from everybody else. And when I say everybody else, I'm including you viewers right now, like need it. And I've been reading a lot of Ryan Holiday, which it's great if you follow him on Instagram, and he deals with Stoicism, which is an ancient Roman theory. And it's all about taking responsibility for what you can do and not what anyone else can do. If anyone is a people pleaser out there, I know how addictive it is. And you know, Sam, it's a sense of if you let anyone down, I feel like I could literally die. It's a danger. There's a fear. There's a panic. It's catastrophic. It's not, wow, there is a sense that you are putting a sword through your belly. It's that intense for people who are really anxious with it. So to suddenly say, make a boundary and say no, that sounds like I'm walking the plank. So for anyone out there trying, set boundaries with people that are few, little, not big ones, but little steps, and you'll learn to start to self-validate. I didn't know how. I learned, I'm starting, I'm getting it, but it is a difficult walk, and I'm walking it with you.
See, I feel like for me, it's gotten me in trouble in terms of you're just going to make your friends mad. In that, like, what I would always do is overpromise because I legitimately want to do it. So if Jeff's like, hey, Jordan and I are landing at 5:30 at the Denver airport, can you get? I'm like, I'm on it. Even though I know I have a 4 p.m. podcast and that's going to go till 5, and I'm like, I can get. So by the time I get you, it's 6:20. You've been standing on the corner with your bags,
and
you're angry at me, right. And you should be. And it's like, I should have just been like, I have a podcast. And you'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
But instead, my natural instinct is I can do it. And I can't, even if I can't. So that's definitely me. It just makes people mad.
What about you?
I'm similar into the, like, people that I care about. I'm really a people pleaser, right? But I'm the opposite with people I don't, right? If you burn that bridge with me, I don't pander, okay? I think it's a huge problem pandering to other people's problems. And everyone's like, hey, it's okay, you look great. No. You're not getting that from me. I'm gonna shoot it straight with you. And if you're my friend, I'm gonna tell you about it. If not, let's just go each other's ways and we can live like that.
I think that's very healthy. I also think too, I'm just curious, through sports, I got a lot of my criticism and validation from my coach. And I wonder now, like I sometimes will turn to Mark and expect that from him, and that's unfair of me because Mark's not my coach.
You have to fill your own cup up.
Right. But I'm used to having a coach tell me what to do and what not to do. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I definitely do. And I also use that in my relationship, right? I really try to, when Jordan's working hard, my wife, I really try to give her, hey, you're doing great. And when she's down, I try to give her that motivation, right?
But you want that too.
I appreciate, like I said, when people above me validate me, right? Like, I see you working hard. They pull me aside. I see you're doing the right things. I don't need it from everyone every day around me. I don't need it at all. But if we're at a Christmas party and they're like, hey, man, I really appreciate what you do all year. I don't tell you enough. Something like that. I love that, right? I mean, I don't need it. I actually hate it every day. I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
because then if you're like, hey, you did a great job, you did a great job, you did a great job. I'm like, wow, I stunk, and I know I did, so don't tell me I did a great job.
Don't fluff it. What is that saying? Don't fluff.
No, we're
Are you rolling down the?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. There's a saying about it.
Al, what did you get
coming
from
up?
that?
I don't know.
Coming up on DBL.
Keep my job. Keep my job.
Adele spills the real reason she canceled her Vegas shows, why COVID may not have been to blame after all.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
We touch a lot of surfaces every day that other people have also touched. Amid the monkeypox outbreak, which the federal government has declared a public health emergency, many people online have questions about how the virus spreads. Verify viewers Becky and Rob specifically asked whether monkeypox can be transmitted by touching surfaces. So let's verify. Can you get monkeypox by touching contaminated surfaces? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the California Department of Public Health, and Dr. Scott Roberts, assistant professor of infectious diseases at the Yale School of Medicine, who says the risk of getting infected through a surface is quite low.
It's not zero, but it is low. And so that risk of a fleeting contact or somebody briefly touching something probably does not lead to enough virus on that surface to infect you if you get exposed.
So yes, a person could get infected with monkeypox by touching contaminated objects, fabrics, or surfaces that have been used by someone with the virus. But that's not the most common way that it spreads. Monkeypox transmission primarily occurs through close personal, often skin-to-skin contact with people who have monkeypox symptoms, such as a rash and sores, according to the CDC and the California Department of Public Health. Roberts says studies are currently ongoing about how long the virus can survive on surfaces. So far, experts know that the virus family monkeypox comes from can survive on surfaces, particularly when in cool, dark, and low humidity environments. But Dr. Roberts and the CDC both say that these viruses are sensitive to many disinfectants.
This virus is easily killed. So common disinfectants that we use, such as alcohol wipes or Lysol wipes, very easily kill the monkeypox virus.
So we can verify, yes, monkeypox can spread by touching contaminated surfaces, but the current risk is low. Health experts are much more concerned about COVID-19 because unlike monkeypox, the virus can spread through the air. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
You've seen the photos, blisters and bumps on the skin, what many have come to know as the hallmark of a monkeypox infection. But does it always look like this? Our question, does a monkeypox rash always happen outside of the body? Our sources, Dr. Cameron Wolf, an infectious disease specialist with Duke Health, and the CDC.
You don't need to have skin surface blisters. I think that's actually a big part of clinician education, is that it's not just the skin lesions.
Wolf says sometimes the rash appears on what are called the mucous membranes. Those are the moist inner linings of some organs and body cavities.
They can be in the mouth. They can be inside the rectum, for example. They can be in the vaginal canal.
In fact, an early CDC analysis of monkeypox cases in the U.S. found the rash was most frequently reported on the genitals, with 46% of people experiencing that. The next most common places for the rash were arms, face, and legs. Wolf says it's why healthcare providers should be attuned to other red flags that might indicate hidden blisters.
Rectal pain, pain on defecation is a common way of finding them.
So we can verify, no, a monkeypox rash is not always outside of the body, and doctors say knowing that might help some detect infections sooner.
From WTOL 11 in Toledo, Ohio, and I love DBL.
Ooh, we love the shout out. That's our affiliate right there.
Yes. I
Your
love Toledo.
hometown.
No, I'm Cleveland. Toledo is 99 miles west.
I know you're Cleveland.
Yeah.
I know you're Cleveland, but that's still your
5 years of him yelling Cleveland.
Yeah, and she goes.
I meant to say home state, not home city, home state.
So you're more of a general area.
Okay.
All right.
Go fly a plane.
No, that's going to be the comeback. I love it.
If you're leading
You're actually a stewardess, not a pilot.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I can do taxes.
You can watch the second half of the show online, watch on YouTube or our app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here's what's ahead. Anne Heche's ex is slamming people that call her crazy, how her death is sparking a new conversation about mental health. And she's saying back up for Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and Rihanna before breaking out on her own. That's right, Jade Nova is here live. Woo-woo!
The Inflation Reduction Act is the Democrats' latest bill to make big changes to economic, health, and climate policy. Many Republicans have criticized the bill, like this state representative who in a popular tweet said, quote, "The Inflation Reduction Act is a tax increase on the middle class." So let's verify. Does the Inflation Reduction Act raise taxes on the middle class? Our sources, the full text of the bill, the Tax Foundation, a bipartisan think tank, and Howard Gleckman, a senior fellow at the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center. The bill raises taxes on corporations in a couple big ways, but it does not raise taxes on individuals. Nowhere in the text does it mention income tax or any other kind of tax assessed on people, just companies. The Tax Foundation analyzed the proposal and found only 2 ways it could affect an individual's taxes. One is by actually offering some tax credits on stuff like health insurance and electric vehicles. The other is extending a Trump-era law that caps how much in losses certain business owners can write off on their taxes. That law was going to expire in 2027. This bill keeps it alive until 2029. And that's it. No other tax provisions affecting middle-class people or any other individuals. Now, critics of the bill say the larger corporate taxes could eventually be passed on to employees or shareholders who could be middle class in the form of lower wages and stock dividends. But tax expert Howard Gleckman says even if that happens, it's disingenuous to call it a tax hike, saying, quote, if you're working for your company has to pay more in taxes. It doesn't mean that you're paying more taxes. So we can verify, no, the Inflation Reduction Act does not raise taxes on the middle class. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. Lots to talk about. Okay, so first and foremost, Anne Heche's ex, James Tupper, is slamming rumors that the actress was, quote, crazy. James and Anne starred in the TV show Men in Trees together and dated for 11 years and also had a son. He recently thanked one of their co-stars who defended the late actress on Instagram. So Emily Bergel said people often asked her what it was like working with, quote, crazy Anne Heche. In her post, Emily said, Anne was not only a genius, but one of the most astoundingly focused and prepared actors I've ever worked with. She was talking about mental health before it was acceptable to talk about those struggles. In fact, Anne had addressed the stigma head-on in her autobiography in 2001, Call Me Crazy, which is out of print and selling for more than $700 on Amazon. Wow. Okay, so let's just use this as a jumping off point, Tori. Do you feel that we are coming away from the almost like, you know, if women are called crazy much more than men are called crazy, right? Anne Heche was called crazy. Russell Crowe can be obnoxious on set, and he's just called obnoxious. Are we moving away from that, in your opinion?
I definitely think we are, and I think it's very important that words mean a lot. Verbiage means a lot. So the word hysteria, hysterical, does it remind you of any other word? Hysterectomy. It's about women's ovaries. So the idea of being hysterical and hysteria, from the Latin roots of it, or the Greek or Roman roots of it, excuse me for not knowing, comes from being a woman. So that's why you see, oh, she's just being hysterical. It's a very sexist way of putting someone down without actually hearing them. It's almost like gaslighting. Crazy is one of those words. I have a lot of mental health problems. Y'all know that, right? I don't consider myself crazy because I find that phrase a bit offensive. Anne used Call Me Crazy on her autobiography, but I think you're right. Right now, crazy to me feels inappropriate and also not as nuanced as we are in 2022.
I feel like crazy has transitioned to address anything that we don't want to address as people. So when we cover a school shooting, people are right in saying, wow, that's really crazy. It's not crazy. It's based on a series of decisions that were made by a group of people that were voted in, and this is the result. That's not crazy. When we don't want to address something, in the case of Anne Heche, it's difficult to unpack somebody's life. You know, the beauty. We've all worked with people that are geniuses, and there's another side to that sometimes they're difficult to work with. Sometimes they are a little out there. You don't want to talk about that, so you just say, her death is so crazy, and it's not. It was an issue with substance abuse. It was an issue with lack of help. And sometimes people can't go on anymore in their bodies anymore. Their bodies are done. Their minds are done. And we don't want to talk about that because it's super unpleasant. So we just call it crazy. So let's be honest about what we're talking about here and the fact that everything is nuanced. And people don't want to take that time. So they just throw the word crazy at it and keep it moving.
It's a big, broad brush. But it's thrown more at women than it is at men.
Absolutely.
If you call me crazy, and again, someone with a lot of mental health issues as well, if you call me crazy, if you tell me to relax, you're going to take me from a 0 to a 10. can. I should be more accountable for my own emotions, and I shouldn't allow that to take me from a 0 to a 10, but that's very triggering to a lot of women because of the historical context. What would you say?
It's such an umbrella word, right? You could use it for multiple things, and it means multiple different things to different people, right? I might throw it out and be like, oh my God, what did you just do? You put chocolate in your water? That's crazy. Right. You know what I mean? And then you take it to a level that I wasn't even meaning, right? But like in Anne Heche's case, first of all, I want to put Anne Heche, let her rest.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, we keep coming up with all these other things. She didn't hurt anybody else. Unfortunately, she hurt herself, and a woman's house was ruined in the process. But if you'd said someone was driving down Spear Boulevard and they were doing 100 after they just did cocaine, it's a little crazy to me, right? I'm going to use the word, that's a little crazy to me. But if you use it to try to describe someone you like or yourself, then all of a sudden it's offensive and I'm the one offending you.
Well,
so
discernment
it just,
again.
It is discernment,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And so just like if someone has a problem with it, I'll just stay away from it. How about that? How about that?
Well, you have good intentions. People need to discernment. Okay, so Adele is giving us a new explanation, as to why she canceled her Las Vegas residency at the very last minute. Speaking to Elle magazine, she said the show had no soul. She added the stage setup wasn't right and lacked intimacy and was very disconnected from her and the band. At the time, she blamed COVID for production delays and crew issues. She says the new show will tell the story of the beginning of her career to now. Okay, go ahead.
Not a good look.
Why?
And I love Adele. I'm like rolling in the deep with Adele. But not only did you have people at the hotel, you told us specifically in a crying video that you were guts head because it was COVID related. And now you're saying it was because it wasn't perfect. The lying, the cover up is always fishier than the truth. Have said the truth or don't say the truth. It doesn't look good for a lot of people who spend a ton of money.
I definitely agree with you. But like, what do they say? He who was without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah.
Nobody in this room used COVID as an excuse to get out of something?
Dude, not for so many people waste money on
I'm not saying that that it wasn't right. I'm just saying if she had put that show on and that show was not what it should have been, we'd have been covering it just like when we covered Justin Timberlake and his whack dance moves. And that was played millions of times
really bad.
because he should not have been up there in Dockers.
Yeah.
So when you go up, if she goes out with the equivalent of Dockers as a background group, she's going to get roasted, and she has a reputation to uphold. And if this next album hits, all will be forgotten, Jeff. I promise.
Why can't both be true? Why can't some people on her set had COVID and she also felt that the show was soulless?
Because when she came out, she was so specific, like, it's COVID.
Maybe she didn't have time to unpack it all.
But she left us a 4-minute message of us talking and talking. If you're going to explain it, then explain it. But it feels now like a cover-up. It feels weird. And she's a perfectionist, I get it. But then do a quiet show or do something for these people who clearly feel like they were duped. And I would feel that way too. Am I too sensitive? I don't know.
No, I think she could have pulled that trigger a little bit earlier before people got to Los Angeles, or before they got to Vegas, and say, listen, I'm a perfectionist. I want to put on the best show for you guys. It being COVID, I don't want anyone to travel here. Also, the show is just not ready. We are not ready to go on. Save your tickets. I promise when we come back out, I'm going to have a killer show. But don't say COVID and then 4 months later be like, it wasn't ready either. Come out with the truth. People always want to just say the truth. You know what I mean? This truth shall set you free, since we're doing quotes up here.
There we go.
Everyone's are on point except mine, though.
Yeah.
All right, so Ashton Kutcher is revealing that he recently became a quote-unquote whole new man. Speaking on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Ashton said he grew a mustache for his new film Vengeance, but it had an unexpected effect on his marriage. He said his wife Mila Kunis actually liked the stash because he was like a different guy at home. Ooh, okay. So does a mustache change the man? You should know.
I think we have some evidence here. I think there's a little bit of a clip. Let's take a look a little bit. Take a look. We are joined by 4 people on the panel. We got Erica, we got Jeff, and Jeff's new mustache.
You know what? I'm keeping it.
Are you Jeff or are you Giovanni?
You can see that Jeff is channeling his inner Zorro. What did you think of Jeff's stash?
Yeah, it's problematic. That's the only crime I see this week, really.
Not only is it a legal crime, as Mark just said, I hate it.
I was going to take it off this weekend, but welcome to another week of Jeff's mustache.
Still with us. Still with us.
I'm telling you, it's getting a little scratchy, and I'm getting a little tired of the jokes.
Oh, the mustache is gone.
Mustache is gone.
Oh my gosh, you look like back to the Jeff that I know.
Back to you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, did it change you as the man, and did Jordan see you differently?
You know what's weird? I forgot that I only had it 2 weeks, by the way. That was a lot of jokes for 2 weeks. Yeah, and when I'd look in the mirror, I'd be like, wow. And everyone in my neighborhood, obviously everyone at work, was like, mustache, 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 like just over and over and over again. Jordan liked it. She's like, I kind of want you to grow it. I was having fun with it, and then it just kind of got old. And then I kind of brought it to like an interesting experiment, because I'm like, people are just writing me because they don't like me. You know, like, I hate you and your mustache, right? And they would say it, but it's like, we talk about women's hair, and if I'm like, oh man, I'd like my wife to shave their legs, they're like, how dare you, you male toxic pig. I'm like, everyone on the planet told me I look like an idiot with my mustache, but if you tell a woman to shave anything on her body, you go straight to hair health.
And can I defend the mustache for a second?
That's a double standard. You're right.
It's a huge double standard. He's absolutely right.
If you look at Jeff's pictures, and that it's just like, it reminds me, I toured stand-up 16, 17 years. Jeff looks like every guy that you would meet like south of the Mason-Dixon line, that you have the best night ever with, like just go out partying, he runs the whole town, but you know he gave you a fake name. And it's like, you'll never talk after that, but just like Jeff, like that look you had, it's like you'd be like, just call me Dallas. I'd be like, all right. That's cool.
That's fun. There's a guy called Dallas Comegys that played for the where Erica went to school, the Blue Devils.
Northwestern? DePaul.
DePaul, yeah. His name was Dallas Comegys. You're out there somewhere, buddy. That wanted to be my fake name when I was a kid.
That's a great name.
That is a good name. Coming up on DBL, you guys, singer and comedian Jade Nova is here. We're sitting down with her in just minutes.
Closed captioning provided by
DBL is all new every day.
Jeff looks sexy in his mustache. Jeff is, everyone says you look good every day. Well, yes. He's absolutely right, though. If I was like, I don't want to shave my arms, and then I wore a tank top and y'all wrote in, I'd be like, how dare you? He's totally right. Okay, so Jade Nova's coming on, and we're also, is she behind me? Is she behind me? Look at her. Oh, my God. Yep. And Erica Cobb, who knows her in a really cool way, is also going to be coming in remote. And do you guys remember what we call when she comes in from remote, what it's called? The She Shed. You guys missed it? The pink, I've been in the She Shed. I've had some good times in the She Shed. So she's going to come in and also speak with Jade and let them know how they know each other. It's a really cool. Yeah, we're back in the genie's bottle. That's what I always say is Erica's thing. So,
thank you. Thank you.
So we're gonna go ask Jade. Let's go talk to Jade.
I mean, I like it without two, but it was edgy.
It was
edgy.
It was a lot.
It was a lot?
Yeah, it was heavy. Heavy wear the crown or the mustache.
I can't relate. Never had to do that.
Your eyeshadow there is so on point. Judd, I'm Tori. It is really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me,
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, you tucked that thing in. Y'all are so funny. I really enjoy everything y'all were saying. I was snapping.
Were you?
I was like in it.
It's a good show.
It's a good show.
Yeah, you get a good.
Thanks for being in studio, because it like really livens things up.
Yeah, we really need it.
Nuh-uh. Really? Nuh-uh. So come on. It is amazing. I keep hearing this venue was great. Look, I'm so excited.
Meow Well's crazy.
You're gonna be blown away.
Blown away. Yeah, it's a beautiful art exhibit.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's unbelievable. It's like an artist's dream. She loved it. Like any.
Watch the wall first.
Can you take a road trip deeper than the ocean? Going coast to coast in only one night. Anything that you find can be yours if you like. From my toes to my lips, take me for a road trip.
As both a singer and comedian, and her tour has brought her to the Mile High City. So we're excited to have Jade Nova in studio.
Thanks, guys. Happy to be here. Appreciate the
dance move.
Oh, yeah.
I felt it.
Smooth.
Yeah, Jeff and I were just.
I was in a
when
different
men hear a
place.
song they like, we freeze. Like, I think I really like it. I'm gonna download this. You guys were dancing. It's like, oh my goodness.
It is. It's so good. Okay, but we're also going to bring in our very own Erica Cobb.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I miss you so much.
We miss
Jade,
you.
Lord, I cannot believe this. I met Jade almost 2 years ago, and we have only communicated via Zoom.
Oh, wow.
So the fact that you are here in my city
And we're
I can only communicate with you via Zoom. I am in COVID jail. I am so sorry I'm missing this, but I'm so excited that it worked out and that you are at our home because this is major.
Thank you
is
for
major.
having me.
Yes, thank you. So let's get into it because before launching your solo career, you were backup singing for a few people we might know of. Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Rihanna. So when it comes to who was the best teacher, who was the best teacher?
Oh, look at you throwing me under the bus. Yeah, honestly, sis, they were all incredible teachers in their own right. Like, Rihanna was the only one of the three that I toured with, so I learned about just endurance and just really pacing yourself and maintaining gratitude toward the people on your team, you know, because we're all kind of on that journey together. So from Rihanna, I learned all those things. Beyonce is it was a one-off with Beyonce and Lady Gaga as well. But for Beyonce, I learned the importance of knowing how to do everything. When she came out, she's like, I need these Sharpies right here. I need this thing right here.
You
And I was like,
did. That was a good
impression. It's so incredible, like, that she did more than just come out and slay vocals. Like, she knew everyone's job and how to make it the most effective. And then with Lady Gaga, I learned the importance of just attaching your emotion to your art. Like, she was very intentional about making sure that she put on a show that felt good to her, you know, and she wasn't afraid of speaking up as a woman. So all of them. Wow. Yes. Imagine having that as your teachers.
I know. I can't.
No, I can't. All right, so you're returning as one of the leads in the Jam Band on Jimmy Fallon's star-studded game show, That's My Jam.
Hey.
A lot of famous people here. Is there anyone you worked with the best? Is there anyone you were most nervous to see or work with?
Oh, honestly, I don't know that it was nerves, but, you know, the comedian part of myself is something that I kind of shied away from for a really long time. So shout out to Jimmy Fallon for giving me the opportunity to take up space as a singer and a comedian. But I would say there was a time where Jimmy and Jay Farrow, who are both SNL alums, they put me on the spot to do an impromptu Beyonce impersonation. So that was kind of wild. You know, I'm like NBC, SNL, Jimmy Fallon, you know. So
people wrote in about her Beyonce impression.
No, I know.
Yeah, so that was exciting.
Yeah, I just, before I get into my question, I just have to say, you know, obviously I've watched your videos, and I don't want to put too much on you, but I feel like you are the evolution of what the next generation of entertainers are, in that you are a legit comic and you could just tour with that, but you also sing in your videos, which is also part of it. Like, the online is so subversive and funny, and it's just, I'm in awe of you. I think but let's get to the impressions, because I'm a comic and I can't do any. Obviously you got famous with Beyonce's twin sister.
Yes.
So can you tell us what Beyonce would think of Beyonce's new album?
Oh,
Ask Beyonce.
I think that Beyonce's new album is so incredible. I just love it so much, and I think that we need to support the Renaissance Project and Jade's Moon and Pisces project.
That's, oh my
The
goodness.
inflection and everything.
Okay, y'all can see like why I love, like, I'm mildly obsessed with you. I was like, listen, she is going to be the next big thing. We have to get her on while she's willing to come on DBL.
I'll always be willing to come. This energy is so beautiful. I appreciate y'all.
Well, we appreciate you, and as I mentioned, I met you 2 years ago, but we're both creators on Meta's Meta's We the Culture program, which of course amplifies Black creators like ourselves. So for people who might not know about it, how is this platform different than others?
I really love this platform. This is actually my second year with We the Culture. And for me, it's given me an opportunity to really expand on the things that I haven't been able to create on my own. You know, I have all these ideas, but I only have so much bandwidth and so much money where I can create what I want to. So this program gave me the opportunity to kind of stretch the ideas that I had and think bigger than what I've kind of been boxed into with my own, you know, limitations. So really just giving me that visibility and that ability to create the things that I've always wanted to at a higher level. So I was able to create my one-woman show, Jade of All Trades, with the impersonations and the music, like you mentioned. Yeah. So yes, I'm just grateful, and I hope to do it all the time. Meta, all the time. I would love to do it.
Yeah, we hear you.
I love it. Okay, so this is really cool because we were talking about it before in the break that you are currently on tour, but you're performing here tonight in Denver. But this is the really cool part. You're performing at Meow Wolf.
Yes, I keep hearing
which
such
is
amazing
like
things.
an incredible like artist installation. But what can people expect?
It's an immersive art.
It's unbelievable. What can people expect from your album, from Moon and Pisces, the concert?
The show and the album. I mean, honestly, like you mentioned, I love to combine comedy and music, so I'm going to be doing my impersonations on the show. I'm going to be singing my original music, of course, from the project, and it's going to be storytelling. And I love that it's an immersive venue that you mentioned because it is going to be like a very immersive experience and storytelling and healing. You guys spoke about therapy earlier, which is so beautiful because that's a huge part of my platform as well, just discussing my journey and kind of navigating love and creativity while maintaining mental health and positivity. So all of that,
I'm just sitting here like, who is this human? But just to complete the circle really quick, I was at Meow Wolf with my kids maybe a month ago, and my daughter was like, Jade Nova's gonna be here, and I was there like a boomer, like I think I know her, and then like now when I saw your face, I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna call her and be
that's her.
Guess who I'm sitting with? I know.
The cool dad.
Got the street cred, Dad.
There we go.
So DBL Nation, you gotta visit Jade's website to see if she's coming to your city. Hopefully she is, and get your tickets before they're gone. Follow her on social. Jade, thank you so much for coming in here live today. And here's another one of your songs as we go to break. Thanks, Erica. Bye, Erica.
Love you, Cobby.
I just wanna get lost in you. Feel the energy is healing. I find myself getting lost in you. No, I ain't thinking about what's outside.
Suffer from.
This summer, several record-breaking heat waves were reported in many places throughout the world, including in the U.S. More than 125 million Americans were under heat advisories and urged to stay indoors. But some people who work outside didn't have that option. Like this UPS driver that collapsed in the heat in front of a home in Arizona, captured on a doorbell video camera. The homeowner blames it on the lack of AC.
They don't have AC in those trucks. His safety is my concern.
Many people on social media, including a UPS driver on TikTok, have made the same claim. And Verify viewer Kim asked us to confirm whether that was true or false. So let's verify. Our sources are the United Parcel Service, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, the labor union representing 350,000 UPS workers, and UPS driver Charles Zamora from Mount Vernon, New York, who showed Verify the inside of his truck.
We have the doors open because there is no AC.
Both UPS and the union confirmed that UPS delivery trucks do not have air conditioning installed. Zamora says working in the extreme heat without AC takes a toll on his body.
Sometimes you can't really breathe because you're so hot.
In a July 20th Facebook post, the Teamsters discussed the truck's lack of air conditioning, writing that UPS has claimed that air conditioning would be ineffective in cooling down the company's package delivery trucks. A UPS spokesperson told Verify the company's delivery trucks make frequent stops, which requires the engine to be turned off and the doors to be opened and closed about 130 times a day on average. Their solution? UPS says it offers fans to drivers upon request, adding, "We have studied heat mitigation with our vehicles and integrated forced air systems with venting to create airflow around the driver and cargo areas." So we can verify, no, UPS delivery trucks don't have air conditioning. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Welcome back. If you have arthritis, you're all too familiar with the pain and swelling that everyday activities can cause. So how can you ease that joint pain? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. While treatments may include different kinds of medications and even steroid injections, did you know that regular massages can improve your circulation and ease the symptoms of arthritis. Studies have found that massages reduce pain, increase blood flow to the joints, and can even boost your mood. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers. Supported by 30 years of clinical research, Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 1-800-686-5325 or visit omegaxl.com for more information. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
We touch a lot of surfaces every day that other people have also touched. Amid the monkeypox outbreak, which the federal government has declared a public health emergency, many people online have questions about how the virus spreads. Verify viewers Becky and Rob specifically asked whether monkeypox can be transmitted by touching surfaces. So let's verify. Can you get monkeypox by touching contaminated surfaces? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the California Department of Public Health, and Dr. Scott Roberts, assistant professor of infectious diseases at the Yale School of Medicine, who says the risk of getting infected through a surface is quite low.
It's not zero, but it is low. And so that risk of a fleeting contact or somebody briefly touching something probably does not lead to enough virus on that surface to infect you if you get exposed.
So yes, a person could get infected with monkeypox by touching contaminated objects, fabrics, or surfaces that have been used by someone with the virus. But that's not the most common way that it spreads. Monkeypox transmission primarily occurs through close personal, often skin-to-skin contact with people who have monkeypox symptoms, such as a rash and sores, according to the CDC and the California Department of Public Health. Roberts says studies are currently ongoing about how long the virus can survive on surfaces. So far, experts know that the virus family monkeypox comes from can survive on surfaces, particularly when in cool, dark, and low humidity environments. But Dr. Roberts and the CDC both say that these viruses are sensitive to many disinfectants.
This virus is easily killed. So common disinfectants that we use, such as alcohol wipes or Lysol wipes, very easily kill the monkeypox virus.
So we can verify, yes, monkeypox can spread by touching contaminated surfaces, but the current risk is low. Health experts are much more concerned about COVID-19 because unlike monkeypox, the virus can spread through the air. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
You've seen the photos, blisters and bumps on the skin, what many have come to know as the hallmark of a monkeypox infection. But does it always look like this? Our question, does a monkeypox rash always happen outside of the body? Our sources, Dr. Cameron Wolf, an infectious disease specialist with Duke Health, and the CDC.
You don't need to have skin surface blisters. I think that's actually a big part of clinician education, is that it's not just the skin lesions.
Wolf says sometimes the rash appears on what are called the mucous membranes. Those are the moist inner linings of some organs and body cavities.
They can be in the mouth, they can be inside the rectum, for example, they can be in the vaginal canal.
In fact, an early CDC analysis of monkeypox cases in the U.S. found the rash was most frequently reported on the genitals, with 46% of people experiencing that. The next most common places for the rash were arms, face, and legs. Wolf says it's why healthcare providers should be attuned to other red flags that might indicate hidden blisters.
Rectal pain, pain on defecation is a common way of finding.
So we can verify, no, a monkeypox rash is not always outside of the body, and doctors say knowing that might help some detect infection sooner.
We have so many comments, Jade, about
Are they about me?
No, they're not about you. They're about you. So we have Alex the Great. Alex the Great here says, it's hard for me to keep up with them because they just keep going and going. As a fan, it's so great to see Jade have her moment. And then we have here, someone says, Jade does have Beyonce down pat. Someone says, what a Jade of all trades.
Hey,
Oh, that's nice. Next album title. I love it.
Woman show. It's great, right? And then it just keeps going and going and going, just how special you are. Cecile Noble, I love Jade's music. And then I know that we also are we going to hear, right, a song of hers? Can I toss to it right now? Oh, on the way out. Okay, Jade, any last words?
Oh my God, I'm just happy to be here. Thank you. I'm so thankful for all the people who were writing. And I'm like, you guys are famous. That's a lot of
It's all about about you, Jade. All right, let's enjoy Jade's song. We'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same place.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
I just wanna get lost in you. Feel the energy is healing. I find myself getting lost in you.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy? I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled up.
So
Who raised
Yes.
you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year. DBL is all new every day.
What we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
The DOJ is fighting back against attempts to unseal the Trump raid affidavit. Why do Republicans want it released? After more than 2 years, the CDC relaxes its COVID guidelines, causing confusion. What you need to know about quarantining, testing, and social distancing. Are you a people pleaser? Why being a doormat could be doing more harm than good in your relationships. And Adele opens up about the drama surrounding her Vegas residency. Is there more to the story when it comes to the real reason she canceled it?
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. Al, you just got off a plane flying for Delta Airlines.
I did. I knew I was going to be attacked early. Sam, I couldn't even welcome the audience because she was like, "An Al, welcome. Glad you had a safe landing."
Specific with yours.
I did. Shout out to our pilots.
All right, let's get talking about what all of you are talking about. It's all over social media. There is a lot going on with the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago, and let's be real. All the headlines are starting to get pretty confusing. So here's the latest. Trump and some Republicans are calling for the release of the affidavit that permitted the FBI to search his Florida home. They say releasing it is in the interest of transparency. Now, the Department of Justice, on the other hand, is saying no way because releasing this information could identify witnesses and disrupt the investigation. So Trump posted this message on his social media platform, writing, quote, "I call for the immediate release of the completely unredacted affidavit." He also called the search a break-in, quote unquote, and said the judge for the case should recuse themselves. So what is an affidavit? Should it even be released? For more on this, and to help answer these questions, please welcome defense attorney and legal analyst for 9 News right here in Denver, Scott Robinson. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Scott, Tori here, real quick, what is an affidavit and how is it different than a search warrant? And if you could, just your personal take, what do you think is in the affidavit? I tend to think perhaps the informant is in there and the safety of that informant could be compromised.
The affidavit is the sworn statement by an investigator setting forth the evidentiary grounds for probable cause. You can't get a search warrant without an affidavit, or as often called in federal court, an application for a search warrant. It is a sworn statement that typically would include witness statements, video or surveillance observations, any kind of evidence that the law enforcement agency believes they have that a crime has been committed and that evidence of the crime will be found in the place sought to be searched. It's an integral part of every case that involves a search and seizure. And the affidavit is, of course, critical to determining whether there was or was not a legal basis for the search.
All right, well, that's going to help explain law and order to me. You know, just because they're always like, we need the search warrant, and the judge is like, all right, just this once. So I want to ask you, are affidavits typically released? Is there a good reason to like release them or keep them secret? Like, what about transparency? Like, is that what the people deserve, or are they usually kept secret? Great question.
Yeah, a release of an affidavit while a case is pending is absolutely a no-no. That permits such things as witness tampering. There have already been allegations of witness tampering with January 6 witnesses. So you really don't see the affidavit until a case is filed. And it isn't a question of transparency. If this was, for example, an organized crime case and it wasn't a political case, you really wouldn't even think that the government would give up its witnesses and its evidence prematurely. They're gathering evidence, they're reviewing what they got, and the idea that this should be released as a matter of transparency is nothing but a political ploy.
Okay, Scott, let's get right to that. So a lot of people are saying that this is all a political game, like you just mentioned. The search warrant is the Department of Justice bluffing, and Trump is calling their bluff by asking for the affidavit to be released. So what's your take on that?
I think that's an incredibly cynical view, and there's absolutely no support in it historically. The FBI has done a great job for literally decades and decades. Sure, there have been missteps here and there. But when it comes to getting a search warrant, you can rest assured that there was plenty of evidence set forth in that affidavit that supported the issuance of a search warrant. And the idea that this was just a political game is nothing but political posturing. Ultimately, we will see what's in the affidavit. If, in fact, a criminal case is filed. If no criminal case is ever filed, it probably won't be released, except perhaps to the subject of the search, Donald Trump, and or his attorneys. But for now, it's not even vaguely within standard judicial and law enforcement procedures to release the affidavit prematurely. It would sacrifice the identity of witnesses and permit all kinds of shenanigans if, in fact, there is evidence of a crime that was committed.
It's good to hear that. It really is. We need to hear all that clarity. Let's talk about Trump's former personal attorney, Scott, Rudy Giuliani. Yesterday, we learned he is the target of a criminal investigation in Georgia. This is all, of course, related to possible 2020 election interference in that state. So in your legal expert opinion, what kind of charges could he be facing?
Well, there'd be some sort of election fraud related charge. At least speculation that it might be making false statements or a racketeering charge or some sort of conspiracy. But the bottom line is simple. The question is, did he commit a crime in his actions pertaining to the Georgia electoral vote count? And, you know, there's no way of telling what there is or is not available. I do anticipate him taking the fifth if he ever sits down in the witness chair.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Here's the million-dollar question for you, Scott. Do you think Trump or Giuliani are likely to face charges or, and I'm just adding this, to see actual jail time in either of these cases? For me, Giuliani, for sure. I don't know about Trump. I want your opinion.
Yeah, here's the reality. Rudy Giuliani is elderly. He may not be completely compos mentis.
Right.
He's certainly not the person he was decades ago. And at his age, with his health problems, I would think incarceration was very unlikely. But the reality is this. Anyone who speculates about either Donald Trump or Rudy Giuliani or any of the other cast of election denier characters is just speculating. It's inappropriate, and it would be a political ploy on my part to give opinions about what people should be charged with when we really don't know all the evidence. There certainly seems to be some basis for the idea that there was an effort to interfere with the counting of the electoral votes from Georgia and the counting of the votes cast. But whether that arises to a crime or not is something that we really need to see a lot of evidence about. And thus far, all we have is what was publicly known. A phone call here and there, and nothing more.
Wow. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Scott, thank you so much for joining us today and answering all of our questions. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks.
My pleasure.
Coming up on DBL, being a people pleaser can have some dangerous consequences. We'll tell you why. And Dr. Coley is here live to clear up any COVID confusion, the new protocols you need to know about.
Closed captioning provided by...
Am I going crazy?
So
raised you?
Why am I right all the time?
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
That's so specific. Hey, what's going on? Love talking to lawyers. Love knowing the lawyers. Here's the other thing. There is a mole. There's a mole. You probably haven't seen it. Robin Hood Men in Tights. Let me know if you've seen it. There's a mole apparently, allegedly, in the Trump family. The close family. Tiffany, Melania, Ivanka, Jared, I guess, Eric, Donald Jr. And someone's telling what's going on, and that apparently, allegedly, is in the affidavit. So they don't want to give that informant up. Who do you think is the Trump mole? I have my bets on Melania and Tiffany Trump. I really feel she might be the mole. But I'd love to hear your opinion. Who do you think the mole is?
I don't have any idea, but I have to talk to everybody.
All right, fine. He's just the big boss. Look who's here, guys. This is So-So. What is it? Okay, we're going to play a little game that we have, but I can't tell you what it is. Sophie and I are really bonding.
No.
Welcome back, Dr. Coley. We've missed you. She is here to talk about some very important stories dominating the headlines. And to start, First Lady Jill Biden has been diagnosed with COVID. This comes, of course, just days after the CDC released new guidelines for dealing with coronavirus. So, Dr. Coley, many Americans feel like that COVID is over with, that we've gotten through the pandemic. There's also a lot of confusion about what's going on with like quarantining and not. Is the pandemic over? What would you say in your expert opinion?
You know, I think the CDC changing their guidelines like this, taking away the 6 feet rule, taking away the test to stay rule, it's really a marker that they're saying, they're putting their flag into the ground and saying, the pandemic is over. We have now shifted to an endemic phase. Now, some people disagree with that statement because they're saying we're still having several hundred people die every day. But I think it's a philosophical shift saying that we're no longer trying to prevent infection. We're now just trying to prevent severe infection. And we have to think about how to get our lives, you know, back online.
It's like changing your gears in your mind of where we are. That's my chair, not me. If you're vaccinated and double boosted, how will these new rules affect you? Will they be sort of we're getting ready to just kind of be normal again, right?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like for me and even my friends who are physicians, when I see them vaccinated, double boosted, things are just a lot more relaxed now. We're not having to wear masks as much. We're not having to test as much. And, you know, we're not having to quarantine or isolate as much either. So I think the idea here is to start to sort of ease us back into life as we know it. And as you said, Sam, you know, 40% of us have already returned to our pre-pandemic routines already. I'm curious how you guys have changed your behavior.
I think it's, you know, as you were talking, I think mine's 100% back.
Is
I
it?
mean, I can't think of anything that's really different. Like planes, I wear a mask on planes now. Maybe
He flies them too.
Sam said I look like a Delta Airlines pilot, and I take that as a compliment. They're a quality airline.
Oh, they are.
But yeah, I'm back 100%. Even like when I go to comedy clubs, people are seated normally like they used to, and it's been a couple years since I've seen that. So what about you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wasn't expecting you to go to me, but yeah, I'm back too. Whatever you say, Doc. Whatever you say, I'm down for.
Okay, but I do want to ask you this because health officials in New York City are saying that they found the polio virus in the city's wastewater. That's crazy for me to hear out loud.
I can't believe you just said that out loud.
Right. Polio, is it back? Should we be worried all the way out here in Denver?
Polio is back. And you know how many times I've treated polio in my medical career?
I'm sorry, you said that. You said that like the McRib, but it was very different. It was weird for it to hear that.
It's a lot worse than the McRib for your health. I can tell you that.
It's horrible.
It's horrible, guys, and we're laughing about it, but it's really a serious matter because at the end of the day, this is a true reflection of our apathy. Science has opened the door, and we did not walk through it. And the reason that polio is back is because people didn't get vaccinated. Because if you're vaccinated, it prevents infection at a rate of 99%. So I really hope that this is a wake-up call to all of us. If we have kids that haven't been vaccinated or ourselves are not fully vaccinated for polio, to go out there and get vaccinated so that we don't become susceptible to this virus that could leave us paralyzed.
Were we vaccinated for polio? We were.
Yes.
You had to go to school. Measles, mumps, polio, all of it.
Can you get vaccinated now? Like, is it hard to find because most people get it as children?
Yeah, no, adults can get it, and you can also get a booster if you're high risk for exposure. So if you're fully vaccinated, you're protected. Then you shouldn't have to worry. But if you're incompletely vaccinated or you're high risk for exposure because you work with polio patients or, you know, it goes through the wastewater. So if you work with wastewater in any way, then you probably should get that booster.
So a lot of us just said we're vaccinated, right, against polio. Do we need a booster now?
Not
Are we
for
good
you,
to
Joe.
go?
Unless you're planning to play in some wastewater.
Listen, the weekend's getting nuts.
So the way that polio is spread, most commonly it's fecal oral contamination. So people talk about swimming pools because if little bits of poop get in the swimming pool and then you take a mouthful full of swimming pool water.
That's why I don't go to pools. That's why I don't go to water parks. You guys have added, it's a public bath and it's super gross. I don't like that.
There's also chlorine in there. Chlorinated water kills polio.
But seriously, because it is, like Al said, it is a joke, it's funny, but because people go to the bathroom in there, how serious is that?
So we're not seeing it in our wastewater in Colorado, but in New York, I would be extremely careful because, and majority of patients with polio are asymptomatic in the beginning. So only, a quarter of them actually have flu-like symptoms. So you may have the infection and not realize it. So if you're not vaccinated, you have to be really, really careful.
Dr. Coley, I just want our viewers, because I've heard stories from my mom. Will you just let our viewers know exactly if you're unvaccinated and you get polio, what could happen?
Yeah, so what could happen is that you could get post-polio viral syndrome, which means many years later you could get paralyzed. You could get paralyzed in the acute setting, or you could get meningitis, which is an infection of the brain and spinal cord that could leave you crippled for life. And I'm sure all of us have seen photos of kids with polio. Right. And it breaks my heart.
And already in New York, there's someone who didn't have the vaccine that is paralyzed from this recent. So it's starting to come back. It's starting.
And once you got the polio, you cannot then retroactively treat it.
There's no treatment.
Right. Wow.
Vaccine is the only way.
All right. Get vaccinated. Wow. Thanks so much for chatting with us, Dr. Coley. We appreciate you as always. We'll be right back.
This summer, several record-breaking heat waves were reported in many places throughout the world, including in the U.S. More than 125 million Americans were under heat advisories and urged to stay indoors. But some people who work outside didn't have that option. Like this UPS driver that collapsed in the heat in front of a home in Arizona, captured on a doorbell video camera. The homeowner blamed it on the lack of AC.
They don't have AC in those trucks. His safety is my concern.
Many people on social media, including a UPS driver on TikTok, have made the same claim. And Verify viewer Kim asked us to confirm whether that was true or false. So let's verify. Our sources are the United Parcel Service, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, the labor union representing 350,000 UPS workers, and UPS driver Charles Zamora from Mount Vernon, New York, who showed Verify the inside of his truck.
We have the doors open because there is no AC.
Both UPS and the union confirmed that UPS delivery trucks do not have air conditioning installed. Zamora says working in the extreme heat without AC takes a toll on his body.
Sometimes you can't really breathe because you're so hot.
In a July 20th Facebook post, the Teamsters discussed the truck's lack of air conditioning, writing that UPS has claimed that air conditioning would be ineffective in cooling down the company's package delivery trucks. A UPS spokesperson told Verify the company's delivery trucks make frequent stops, which requires the engine to be turned off and the doors to be opened and closed about 130 times a day on average. Their solution? UPS says it offers fans to drivers upon request, adding, "We have studied heat mitigation with our vehicles and integrated forced air systems with venting to create airflow around the driver and cargo areas. So we can verify, no, UPS delivery trucks don't have air conditioning." With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Jeff just learned a little too much about me.
And my wife was talking about it right before I left.
Oh, really? We're in the same cycle? Okay.
All right.
All right, welcome back to DBL. Are you?
She's watching right now. She's laughing for sure.
Okay, are you a people pleaser? Tori and I can relate to this. Yes, if so, making other people's happiness a priority can actually impact your relationships in a bad way. Some experts say that being too nice is an invitation to being taken advantage of, which often leaves people frustrated and resentful. They also say people pleasers tend to base their self-worth on meeting the needs of others, and this is where being nice actually becomes toxic. Now, Tori, this is something that you've been trying to work through, and you've been very public about it on your social media. Tell us.
It's what I found lately is that it's really a lack of self-validation. If I don't have it from inside, I need it from everybody else. And when I say everybody else, I'm including you viewers right now, like need it. And I've been reading a lot of Ryan Holiday, which it's great if you follow him on Instagram, and he deals with Stoicism, which is an ancient Roman theory. And it's all about taking responsibility for what you can do and not what anyone else can do. If anyone is a people pleaser out there, I know how addictive it is. And you know, Sam, it's a sense of if you let anyone down, I feel like I could literally die. It's a danger. There's a fear. There's a panic. It's catastrophic. It's not, wow, she's too. There is a sense that you are putting a sword through your belly. It's that intense for people who are really anxious with it. So to suddenly say, make a boundary and say no, that sounds like I'm walking the plank. So for anyone out there trying, set boundaries with people that are few, little, not big ones, but little steps, and you'll learn to start to self-validate. I didn't know how. I learned, I'm starting, I'm getting it, but it is a difficult walk, and I'm walking it with you.
See, I feel like for me, it's gotten me in trouble in terms of you're just going to make your friends mad, in that, like, what I would always do is overpromise because I legitimately want to do it. So if Jeff's like, hey, Jordan and I are landing at 5:30 at the Denver airport, can you get? I'm like, I'm on it. Even though I know I have a 4 p.m. podcast and that's going to go till 5, and I'm like, I can get. So by the time I get you, it's 6:20. You've been standing on the corner with your bags,
and
you're angry at me, right. And you should be. And it's like, I should have just been like, I have a podcast. And you'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
But instead, my natural instinct is I can do it. And I can't, even if I can't. So that's definitely me. It just makes people mad.
What about you?
I'm similar into the, like, people that I care about. I'm really a people pleaser, right? But I'm the opposite with people I don't, right? If you burn that bridge with me, I don't pander, okay? I think it's a huge problem pandering to other people's problems. And everyone's like, hey, it's okay, you look great. No, you're not getting that from me. I'm gonna shoot it straight with you. And if you're my friend, I'm gonna tell you about it. If not, let's just go each other's ways and we can live like that.
I think that's very healthy. I also think, too, I'm just curious, through sports, I got a lot of my criticism and validation from my coach. And I wonder now, like, I sometimes will turn to Mark and expect that from him, and that's unfair of me, because Mark's not my coach.
You have to fill your own cup up.
Right. But I'm used to having a coach tell me what to do and what not to do. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I definitely do. And I also use that in my relationship, right? I really try to, when Jordan's working hard hard. My wife, I really try to give her, hey, you're doing great. And when she's down, I try to give her that motivation,
but do you
right?
want that too?
I appreciate, like I said, when people above me validate me, right? Like, I see you working hard. They pull me aside. I see you're doing the right things. I don't need it from everyone every day around me. I don't need it at all. But if we're at a Christmas party and they're like, hey, man, I really appreciate what you do all year. I don't tell you enough. Something like that. I love that, right? I mean, I don't need it. I actually hate it every day. I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
because then if you're like, hey, you did a great job, you did a great job, you did a great job. I'm like, wow, I stunk, and I know I did, so don't tell me I did a great job.
Don't fluff it. What is that saying? Don't fluff.
No, we're
fluffer. Are you rolling down the?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. There's a saying about it.
Al, what did you get
Coming
from
up?
that?
I don't know.
Coming up on DBL.
Keep my job. Keep my job.
Adele spills the real reason she canceled her Vegas shows, why COVID may not have been to blame after all.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
We touch a lot of surfaces every day that other people have also touched. Amid the monkeypox outbreak, which the federal government has declared a public health emergency, many people online have questions about how the virus spreads. Verify viewers Becky and Rob specifically asked whether monkeypox can be transmitted by touching surfaces. So let's verify. Can you get monkeypox by touching contaminated surfaces? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the California Department of Public Health, and Dr. Scott Roberts, assistant professor of infectious diseases at the Yale School of Medicine, who says the risk of getting infected through a surface is quite low.
It's not zero, but it is low. And so that risk of a fleeting contact or somebody briefly touching something probably does not lead to enough virus on that surface to infect you if you get exposed.
So yes, a person could get infected with monkeypox by touching contaminated objects, fabrics, or surfaces that have been used by someone with the virus. But that's not the most common way that it spreads. Monkeypox transmission primarily occurs through close personal, often skin-to-skin contact with people who have monkeypox symptoms, such as a rash and sores, according to the CDC and the California Department of Public Health. Roberts says studies are currently ongoing about how long the virus can survive on surfaces. So far, experts know that the virus family monkeypox comes from can survive on surfaces, particularly when in cool, dark, and low humidity environments. But Dr. Roberts and the CDC both say that these viruses are sensitive to many disinfectants.
This virus is easily killed. So common disinfectants that we use, such as alcohol wipes or Lysol wipes, very easily kill the monkeypox virus.
So we can verify, yes, monkeypox can spread by touching contaminated surfaces, but the current risk is low. Health experts are much more concerned about COVID-19 because unlike monkeypox, the virus can spread through the air. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
You've seen the photos, blisters and bumps on the skin, what many have come to know as the hallmark of a monkeypox infection. But does it always look like this? Our question, does a monkeypox rash always happen outside of the body? Our sources, Dr. Cameron Wolfe, an infectious disease specialist with Duke Health, and the CDC.
You don't need to have skin surface blisters. I think that's actually a big part of clinician education, is that it's not just the skin lesions.
Wolfe says sometimes the rash appears on what are called the mucous membranes. Those are the moist inner linings of some organs and body cavities.
They can be in the mouth. They can be inside the rectum, for example. They can be in the vaginal canal.
In fact, an early CDC analysis of monkeypox cases in the U.S. found the rash was most frequently reported on the genitals, with 46% of people experiencing that. The next most common places for the rash were arms, face, and legs. Wolfe says it's why healthcare providers should be attuned to other red flags that might indicate hidden blisters.
Rectal pain, pain on defecation is a common way of finding it.
So we can verify, no, a monkeypox rash is not always outside of the body, and doctors say knowing that might help some detect infections sooner.
From WTOL 11 in Toledo, Ohio, and I love DBL.
Ooh,
We love the shout out. That's our affiliate right there.
Yes. I
Your
love Toledo.
hometown.
No, I'm Cleveland. Toledo is 99 miles west.
I know you're Cleveland.
Yeah.
I know you're Cleveland, but that's still your
5 years of him yelling Cleveland.
Yeah, and she goes.
I meant to say home state, not home city, home state.
So you're more of a general area.
Okay.
All right.
Go fly a plane.
No, that's going to be the comeback. I love it.
If you're leading
You're actually a stewardess, not a pilot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I
Okay,
do
we gotta
taxes.
go. You can watch the second half of the show online, watch on YouTube or our app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here's what's ahead. Anne Heche's ex is slamming people that call her crazy, how her death is sparking a new conversation about mental health. And she's saying back up for Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and Rihanna before breaking out on her own. That's right, Jade Nova is here live. Woo-woo!
The Inflation Reduction Act is the Democrats' latest bill to make big changes to economic, health, and climate policy. Many Republicans have criticized the bill, like this state representative who, in a popular tweet, said, quote, "The Inflation Reduction Act is a tax increase on the middle class." So let's verify. Does the Inflation Reduction Act raise taxes on the middle class? Our sources, the full text of the bill, the Tax Foundation, a bipartisan think tank, and Howard Gleckman, a senior fellow at the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center. The bill raises taxes on corporations in a couple big ways, but it does not raise taxes on individuals. Nowhere in the text does it mention income tax or any other kind of tax assessed on people, just companies. The Tax Foundation analyzed the proposal and found only 2 ways it could affect an individual's taxes. One is by actually offering some tax credits on stuff like health insurance and electric vehicles. The other is extending a Trump-era law that caps how much in losses certain business owners can write off on their taxes. That law was going to expire in 2027. This bill keeps it alive until 2029. And that's it. No other tax provisions affecting middle-class people or any other individuals. Now, critics of the bill say the larger corporate taxes could eventually be passed on to employees or shareholders who could be middle class in the form of lower wages and stock dividends. But tax expert Howard Gleckman says even if that happens, it's disingenuous to call it a tax hike, saying, quote, "If you're working for your company has to pay more in taxes. It doesn't mean that you're paying more taxes." So we can verify, no, the Inflation Reduction Act does not raise taxes on the middle class. With your Verify, I'm Casey Ducker.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. Lots to talk about. Okay, so first and foremost, Anne Heche's ex, James Tupper, is slamming rumors that the actress was, quote, crazy. James and Anne starred in the TV show Men in Trees together and dated for 11 years and also had a son. He recently thanked one of their co-stars who defended the late actress on Instagram. So Emily Bergel said people often asked her what it was like working with, quote, crazy Anne Heche. In her post, Emily said, Anne was not only a genius, but one of the most astoundingly focused and prepared actors I've ever worked with. She was talking about mental health before it was acceptable to talk about those struggles. In fact, Anne had addressed the stigma head on in her autobiography in 2001, Call Me Crazy, which is out of print and selling for more than $700 on Amazon. Wow. Okay, so let's just use this as a jumping off point, Tori. Do you feel that we are coming away from the almost like, you know, if women are called crazy much more than men are called crazy, right? Anne Heche was called crazy. Russell Crowe can be obnoxious on set, and he's just called obnoxious. Are we moving away from that, in your opinion?
I definitely think we are, and I think it's very important that words mean a lot. Verbiage means a lot. So the word hysteria, hysterical, does it remind you of any other word? Hysterectomy. It's about women's ovaries. So the idea of being hysterical and hysteria, from the Latin roots of it, or the Greek or Roman roots of it, excuse me for not knowing, comes from being a woman. So that's why you see, oh, she's just being hysterical. It's a very sexist way of putting someone down without actually hearing them. It's almost like gaslighting. Crazy is one of those words. I have a lot of mental health problems. Y'all know that, right? I don't consider myself crazy because I find that phrase a bit offensive and used "call me crazy" on her autobiography. But I think you're right. Right now, crazy to me feels inappropriate and also not as nuanced as we are in 2022.
But I feel like crazy has transitioned to address anything that we don't want to address as people. So when we cover a school shooting, people are right in saying, "Wow, that's really crazy." It's not crazy. It's based on a series of decisions that were made by a group of people that were voted in, and this is the result. That's not crazy. When we don't want to address something, in the case of Anne Heche, it's difficult to unpack somebody's life. You know, the beauty. We've all worked with people that are geniuses, and there's another side to that sometimes they're difficult to work with. Sometimes they are a little out there. You don't want to talk about that, so you just say, her death is so crazy, and it's not. It was an issue with substance abuse. It was an issue with lack of help. And sometimes people can't go on anymore in their bodies anymore. Their bodies are done. Their minds are done. And we don't want to talk about that because it's super unpleasant. So we just call it crazy. So let's be honest about what we're talking about here and the fact that everything is nuanced. And people don't want to take that time. So they just throw the word crazy at it and keep it moving.
It's a big, broad brush.
But it's thrown more at women than it is at men.
Oh, absolutely.
If you call me crazy, and again, someone with a lot of mental health issues as well, if you call me crazy, if you tell me to relax, you're going to take me from a 0 to a 10. I should be more accountable for my own emotions, and I shouldn't allow that to take me from a 0 to a 10, but that's very triggering to a lot of women because of the historical context. What would you say?
It's such an umbrella word, right? You could use it for multiple things, and it means multiple different things to different people, right? I might throw it out and be like, oh my God, what did you just do? You put chocolate in your water? That's crazy. Right. You know what I mean? And then you take it to a level that I wasn't even meaning, right? But like in Anne Heche's case, first of all, I want to put Anne Heche, let her rest.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, we keep coming up with all these other things. She didn't hurt anybody else. Unfortunately, she hurt herself, and a woman's house was ruined in the process. But if you'd said someone was driving down Spear Boulevard and they were doing 100 after they just did cocaine, it's a little crazy to me, right? I'm going to use the word, that's a little crazy to me. But if you use it to try to describe someone you like or yourself, then all of a sudden it's offensive and I'm the one offending you.
Well,
so
discernment again.
It is discernment.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so just like if someone has a problem with it, I'll just stay away from it. How about that? How about that?
Well, you have good intentions. People need to discernment. Okay, so Adele is giving us a new explanation, as to why she canceled her Las Vegas residency at the very last minute. Speaking to Elle magazine, she said the show had no soul. She added the stage setup wasn't right and lacked intimacy and was very disconnected from her and the band. At the time, she blamed COVID for production delays and crew issues. She says the new show will tell the story of the beginning of her career to now. Okay, go ahead.
Not a good look.
Why?
And I love Adele. I'm like rolling in the deep with Adele. But not only did you have people at the hotel, you told us specifically in a crying video that you were guthead because it was COVID related. And now you're saying it was because it wasn't perfect. The lying, the cover up is always fishier than the truth. Have said the truth or don't say the truth. It doesn't look good for a lot of people who spend a ton of money.
I definitely agree with you. But like, what do they say? He who was without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah.
Nobody in this room used COVID as an excuse to get out of something?
Dude, not for so many people waste money.
I'm not saying that that it wasn't right. I'm just saying if she had put that show on and that show was not what it should have been, we'd have been covering it just like when we covered Justin Timberlake and his whack dance moves. And that was played millions of times
really bad.
Because he should not have been up there in Dockers.
Yeah.
So when you go up, if she goes out with the equivalent of Dockers as a background group, she's going to get roasted, and she has a reputation to uphold. And if this next album hits, all will be forgotten, Jeff. I promise.
Why can't both be true? Why can't some people on her set had COVID and she also felt that the show was soulless?
Because when she came out, she was so specific, like, it's COVID.
Maybe she didn't have time to unpack it all.
But she left us a 4-minute message of us talking and talking. If you're going to explain it, then explain it. But it feels now like a cover-up. It feels weird. And she's a perfectionist, I get it. But then do a quiet show or do something for these people who clearly feel like they were duped. And I would feel that way too. Am I too sensitive? I don't know.
No, I think she could have pulled that trigger a little bit earlier before people got to Los Angeles or before they got to Vegas and say, listen, I'm a perfectionist. I want to put on the best show for you guys. It being COVID, I don't want anyone to travel here. Also, the show is just not ready. We are not ready to go on. Save your tickets. I promise when we come back out, I'm going to have a killer show. But don't say COVID and then 4 months later be like, it wasn't ready either. Come out with the truth. Just people always want to just say the truth. You know what I mean? This truth shall set you free, since we're doing quotes up here.
There we go.
Everyone's are on point except mine, though.
Yeah.
All right, so Ashton Kutcher is revealing that he recently became a quote-unquote whole new man. Speaking on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Ashton said he grew a mustache for his new film Vengeance, but it had an unexpected effect on his marriage. He said his wife Mila Kunis actually liked the stash because he was like a different guy at home. Ooh, okay. So does a mustache change the man? You should know.
I think we have some evidence here. I think there's a little bit of a clip. Let's take a look a little bit. Take a look. We are joined by 4 people on the panel. We got Erica, we got Jeff, and Jeff's new mustache.
You know what? I'm keeping it.
Are you Jeff or are you Giovanni?
You can see that Jeff is channeling his inner Zorro. What did you think of Jeff's stash?
Yeah, it's problematic. That's the only crime I see this week, really.
Not only is it a legal crime, as Mark just said, I hate it.
I was going to take it off this weekend, but welcome to another week of Jeff's mustache.
Still with us. Still with us.
I'm telling you, it's getting a little scratchy, and I'm getting a little tired of the jokes.
Oh, the mustache is gone.
The mustache is gone.
Oh my gosh, you look like back to the Jeff that I know.
Back to you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, did it change you as the man, and did Jordan see you differently?
You know what's weird? I forgot that I only had it 2 weeks, by the way. That was a lot of jokes for 2 weeks. Yeah. And when I look in the mirror, I'd be like, wow. And everyone in my neighborhood, obviously everyone at work, was like, mustache, 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 like just over and over and over again. Jordan liked it. She's like, I kind of want you to grow it. I was having fun with it, and then it just kind of got old. And then I kind of brought it to like an interesting experiment, because I'm like, people are just writing me because they don't like me. You know, like, I hate you and your mustache, right? And they would say it, but it's like, we talk about women's hair, and if I'm like, oh man, I'd like my wife to shave their legs, they're like, how dare you, you male toxic pig. I'm like, everyone on the planet told me I look like an idiot with my mustache, but if you tell a woman to shave anything on her body, you go straight to hair hell.
And can I defend the mustache for a second?
That's a double standard. You're right.
It's a huge double standard. He's absolutely right.
If you look at Jeff's pictures, in that, it's just like, it reminds me, I toured stand-up 16, 17 years. Jeff looks like every guy that you would meet, like, south of the Mason-Dixon line, that you have the best night ever with, like, just go out partying, he runs the whole town, but you know he gave you a fake name. And it's like, you'll never talk after that, but just like Jeff, like that look you had, it's like, you'd be like, just call me Dallas. I'd be like, all right. That's cool.
That's funny. There's a guy called Dallas Comedies that played for the oh, come on. Where Erica went to school, the Blue Devils.
Northwestern? DePaul.
DePaul, yeah. His name was Dallas Comedies. You're out there somewhere, buddy. That wanted to be my fake name when I was a kid.
That's a great name.
That is a good name. Coming up on DBL, you guys, singer and comedian Jade Nova is here. We're sitting down with her in just minutes.
Closed captioning provided by
DBL is all new every day. Jeff looks sexy in his mustache. Jeff is, everyone says you look good every day. Well, yes. He's absolutely right, though. If I was like, I don't want to shave my arms, and then I wore a tank top and y'all wrote in, I'd be like, how dare you? He's totally right. Okay, so Jade Nova's coming on, and we're also, is she behind me? Is she behind me? Look at her. Oh, my God. Yep. And Erica Cobb, who knows her in a really cool way, is also going to be coming in remote. And do you guys remember what we call when she comes in from remote, what it's called? The she shed. You guys missed it? The pink, huh? I've been in the she shed. I've had some good times in the she shed. So she's going to come in and also speak with Jade and let them know how they know each other. It's a really cool. Yeah, we're back in the genie's bottle. That's what I always say is Erica's thing. So,
thank you.
I got it. So we're gonna go ask Jade. Let's go talk to Jade.
I mean, I like it without two, but it was edgy.
It was
edgy.
It was a lot.
It was a lot?
Yeah, it was heavy. Have you wear the crown or the mustache?
No, I can't relate. Never had to do that.
Your eyeshadow there is so on point. Judd, I'm Tori. It is really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me,
Absolutely.
Oh, you tucked that thing in. Y'all are so funny. I really enjoyed everything y'all were saying. I was snapping.
Were you?
I was like in it.
It's a good show.
It's a good show.
Yeah. You get a good...
Thanks for being in studio, because it like really livens things up. Yeah.
Yeah, we really need it.
No,
really?
No.
Yeah.
So come on.
It is amazing.
I keep hearing this venue was great. Look, I'm so
Meow Well's
excited.
crazy.
You're gonna be blown away.
Blown away. Yeah, it's a beautiful art exhibit. Yeah, no, it is. It's unbelievable. It's like an artist's dream. She loved it. Like any.
Watch the wall first.
Can you take a road trip deeper than the ocean, going coast to coast in only one night? Anything that you find can be yours if you like. From my toes to my lips, take me for a road trip.
As both a singer and comedian, and her tour has brought her to the Mile High City. So we're excited to have Jade Nova in studio.
Appreciate the dance move.
Oh, yeah.
I felt it.
Smooth.
Yeah, Jeff and I were just.
I was in a
when
different
men hear a
place.
song they like, we freeze. Like, I think I really like it. I'm gonna download this.
It's like
you guys were
butter.
dancing. It's like, oh my goodness.
It is. It's so good. Okay, but we're also going to bring in our very own Erica Cobb.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I miss you so much.
We
and
miss
Jade,
you.
Lord, I cannot believe this. I met Jade almost 2 years ago, and we have only communicated via Zoom.
Oh, wow.
So the fact that you are here in my city
And we're
I can
still-
only communicate with you via Zoom. I am in COVID jail. I am so sorry I'm missing this, but I'm so excited that it worked out and that you are at our home because this is major.
Thank
this
you
is
for
major.
having me.
Yes, thank you. So let's get into it because before launching your solo career, you were backup singing for a few people we might know of. Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Rihanna. So when it comes to who was the best teacher, who was the best teacher?
Oh, look at you throwing me under the bus. Yeah, honestly, sis, they were all incredible teachers in their own right. Like Rihanna was the only one of the three that I toured with, so I learned about just endurance and just really pacing yourself and maintaining gratitude toward the people on your team, you know, because we're all kind of on that journey together. So from Rihanna, I learned all those things. Beyonce is it was a one-off with Beyonce and Lady Gaga as well. But for Beyonce, I learned the importance of knowing how to do everything. When she came out, she's like, I need these Sharpies right here. I need this thing right here.
You sound just like
did. That was a good
impression. It's so incredible, like that she did more than just come out and slay vocals. Like she knew everyone's job and how to make it the most effective. And then with Lady Gaga, I learned the importance of just attaching your emotion to your art. Like she was very intentional about making sure that she put on a show that felt good to her, you know, and she wasn't afraid of speaking up as a woman. So all of them.
Wow.
Yes.
Imagine having that as your teachers.
I know. I can't.
No, I can't. All right, so you're returning as one of the leads in the Jam Band on Jimmy Fallon's star-studded game show, That's My Jam.
Hey.
A lot of famous people here. Is there anyone you worked with the best? Is there anyone you were most nervous to see or work with?
Oh, honestly, I don't know that it was nerves, but you know, the comedian part of myself is something that I kind of shied away from for a really long time. So shout out to Jimmy Fallon for giving me the opportunity to take up space as a singer and a comedian. But I would say there was a time where Jimmy and Jay Farrow, who are both SNL alums, they put me on the spot to do an impromptu Beyonce impersonation. So that was kind of wild. You know, I'm like NBC, SNL, Jimmy Fallon, you know. So
people wrote in about her Beyonce impression.
No, I know.
Yeah, so that was exciting.
Yeah, I just, before I get into my question, I just have to say, you know, obviously I've watched your videos, and I don't want to put too much on you, but I feel like you are the evolution of what the next generation of entertainers are, in that you are a legit comic and you could just tour with that, but you also sing in your videos, which is also part of it. Like the online is so subversive and funny, and it's just, I'm in awe of you. I think but let's get to the impressions, because I'm a comic and I can't do any. Obviously you got famous with Beyonce's twin sister.
Yes.
So can you tell us what Beyonce would think of Beyonce's new album?
Oh,
Ask Beyonce.
I think that Beyonce's new album is so incredible. I just love it so much, and I think that we need to support the Renaissance Project and Jade's Moon and Pisces project.
That's, oh my
The
God.
inflection and everything.
Okay, y'all can see like why I love, like I'm mildly obsessed with you. I was like, listen, she is going to be the next big thing. We have to get her on while she's willing to come on DBL.
I'll always be willing to come. This energy is so beautiful. I appreciate y'all.
Well, we appreciate you, and as I mentioned, I met you 2 years ago, but we're both creators on Meta's Meta's We the Culture program, which of course amplifies Black creators like ourselves. So for people who might not know about it, how is this platform different than others?
I really love this platform. This is actually my second year with We the Culture. And for me, it's given me an opportunity to really expand on the things that I haven't been able to create on my own. You know, I have all these ideas, but I only have so much bandwidth and so much money where I can create what I want to. So this program gave me the opportunity to kind of stretch the ideas that I had and think bigger than what I've kind of been boxed into with my own, you know, limitations. So really just giving me that visibility and that ability to create the things that I've always wanted to at a higher level. So I was able to create my one-woman show, Jade of All Trades, with the impersonations and the music, like you mentioned. Yeah. So yes, I'm just grateful, and I hope to do it all the time. Meta, all the time. I would love to do it.
We hear you. I love it. Okay, so this is really cool because we were talking about it before in the break that you are currently on tour, but you're performing here tonight in Denver. But this is the really cool part. You're performing at Meowable.
Yes, I keep hearing
which
such
is
amazing
like
things.
an incredible like artist installation. But what can people expect?
It's an immersive art.
It's unbelievable. What can people expect from your album, from Moon and Pisces, the concert?
The show and the album. I mean, honestly, like you mentioned, I love to combine comedy and music, so I'm going to be doing my impersonations on the show. I'm going to be singing my original music, of course, from the project, and it's going to be storytelling. And I love that it's an immersive venue that you mentioned because it is going to be like a very immersive experience and storytelling and healing. You guys spoke about therapy earlier, which is so beautiful because that's a huge part of my platform as well, just discussing my journey and kind of navigating love and creativity while maintaining mental health and positivity. So all of that,
I'm just sitting here like, who is this human? But just to complete the circle really quick, I was at Meow Wolf with my kids maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
And my daughter was like, Jade Nova's gonna be here. And I was there like a boomer, like, I think I know her. And then like now when I saw your face, I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna call her and be
That's her.
like, guess who I'm sitting with? I know.
A cool day.
Got the street cred, Dad.
There we go.
So DBL Nation, you gotta visit Jade's website to see if she's coming to your city. Hopefully she is, and get your tickets before they're gone. Follow her on social. Jade, thank you so much for coming in here live today. And here's another one of your songs as we go to break. Thanks, Erica. Bye, Erica.
Love you, Cobby.
I just wanna get lost in you. Feel the energy is healing. I find myself getting lost in you. No, I ain't thinking about what's outside.
Suffer from.
This summer, several record-breaking heat waves were reported in many places throughout the world, including in the U.S. More than 125 million Americans were under heat advisories and urged to stay indoors. But some people who work outside didn't have that option. Like this UPS driver that collapsed in the heat in front of a home in Arizona, captured on a doorbell video camera. The homeowner blames it on the lack of AC.
They don't have AC in those trucks. His safety is my concern.
Many people on social media, including a UPS driver on TikTok, have made the same claim. And Verify viewer Kim asked us to confirm whether that was true or false. So let's verify. Our sources are the United Parcel Service, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, the labor union representing 350,000 UPS workers, and UPS driver Charles Zamora from Mount Vernon, New York, who showed Verify the inside of his truck.
We have the doors open because there's no AC.
Both UPS and the union confirmed that UPS delivery trucks do not have air conditioning installed. Zamora says working in the extreme heat without AC takes a toll on his body.
Sometimes you can't really breathe because you're so hot.
In a July 20th Facebook post, the Teamsters discussed the truck's lack of air conditioning, writing that UPS has claimed that air conditioning would be ineffective in cooling down the company's package delivery trucks. A UPS spokesperson told Verify the company's delivery trucks make frequent stops, which requires the engine to be turned off and the doors to be opened and closed about 130 times a day on average. Their solution? UPS says it offers fans to drivers upon request, adding, "We have studied heat mitigation with our vehicles and integrated forced air systems with venting to create airflow around the driver and cargo areas." So we can verify, no, UPS delivery trucks don't have air conditioning. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Welcome back. If you have arthritis, you're all too familiar with the pain and swelling that everyday activities can cause. So how can you ease that joint pain? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. While treatments may include different kinds of medications and even steroid injections, did you know that regular massages can improve your circulation and ease the symptoms of arthritis? Studies have found that massages reduce pain, increase blood flow to the joints, and can even boost your mood. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers. Supported by 30 years of clinical research, Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 1-800-686-5325 or visit omegaxl.com for more information. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
We touch a lot of surfaces every day that other people have also touched. Amid the monkeypox outbreak, which the federal government has declared a public health emergency, many people online have questions about how the virus spreads. Verify viewers Becky and Rob specifically asked whether monkeypox can be transmitted by touching surfaces. So let's verify. Can you get monkeypox by touching contaminated surfaces? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the California Department of Public Health, and Dr. Scott Roberts, assistant professor of infectious diseases at the Yale School of Medicine, who says the risk of getting infected through a surface is quite low.
It's not zero, but it is low. And so that risk of a fleeting contact or somebody briefly touching something probably does not lead to enough virus on that surface to infect you if you get exposed.
So yes, a person could get infected with monkeypox by touching contaminated objects, fabrics, or surfaces that have been used by someone with the virus. But that's not the most common way that it spreads. Monkeypox transmission primarily occurs through close personal, often skin-to-skin contact with people who have monkeypox symptoms, such as a rash and sores, according to the CDC and the California Department of Public Health. Roberts says studies are currently ongoing about how long the virus can survive on surfaces. So far, experts know that the virus family monkeypox comes from can survive on surfaces, particularly when in cool, dark, and low humidity environments. But Dr. Roberts and the CDC both say that these viruses are sensitive to many disinfectants.
This virus is easily killed. So common disinfectants that we use, such as alcohol wipes or Lysol wipes, very easily kill the monkeypox virus.
So we can verify, yes, monkeypox can spread by touching contaminated surfaces, but the current risk is low. Health experts are much more concerned about COVID-19 because unlike monkeypox, the virus can spread through the air. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
You've seen the photos, blisters and bumps on the skin, what many have come to know as the hallmark of a monkeypox infection. But does it always look like this? Our question, does a monkeypox rash always happen outside of the body? Our sources, Dr. Cameron Wolf, an infectious disease specialist with Duke Health, and the CDC.
You don't need to have skin surface blisters. I think that's actually a big part of clinician education, is that it's not just the skin lesion.
Wolf says sometimes the rash appears on what are called the mucous membranes. Those are the moist inner linings of some organs and body cavities.
They can be in the mouth. They can be inside the rectum, for example. They can be in the vaginal canal.
In fact, an early CDC analysis of monkeypox cases in the U.S. found the rash was most frequently reported on the genitals, with 46% of people experiencing that. The next most common places for the rash were arms, face, and legs. Wolf says it's why healthcare providers should be attuned to other red flags that might indicate hidden blisters.
Rectal pain, pain on defecation is a common way of finding.
So we can verify, no, a monkeypox rash is not always outside of the body, and doctors say knowing that might help some detect infections sooner.
We have so many comments, Jade, about
Are they about
you.
me?
No, they're not about you. They're about you. So
Oh.
we have Alex the Great. Alex the Great here says, it's hard for me to keep up with them because they just keep going and going. As a fan, it's so great to see Jade have her moment. And then we have here, someone says, Jade does have Beyonce down pat. Someone says, what a Jade of all trades.
Hey,
Oh, that's nice. Next album title. I love it.
Woman show.
It's great, right? And then it just keeps going and going and going, just how special you are. Cecile Noble, I love Jade's music. And then I know that we also, are we going to hear, right, a song of hers? Can I toss to it right now? Oh, on the way out. Okay, Jade, any last words?
Oh my God, I'm just happy to be here. Thank you. I'm so thankful for all the people who were writing. And I'm like, you guys are famous. That's a lot
It's all about you, Jade. All right, let's enjoy Jade's song. We'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same place.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
I just wanna get lost in you. Feel the energy is healing. I find myself getting lost in you.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy?
I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled up.
So
Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year. DBL is all new every day.